Hey guys, welcome back. Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, actually, to our special edition of the Makeup Greats. We have some of our industry's top, most sought after makeup artists coming on tonight to talk. Hi, how are you? So really quick, because I'm not going to hold them long. They've been waiting for an hour because they don't seem to know what Central Standard Time is. But just a couple of announcements. Don't forget, tomorrow is the Thanksgiving celebration at Best Friends in Atlanta, Georgia, with the ruler, the grand ruler, Katrina Davenport Dupree. So you can go out and support her as well as enjoy a great meal in celebration of Thanksgiving. I think that's at 6 p.m. The flyer is on her page, and I will probably post it again this evening. And don't forget, on next Monday is also World AIDS Day. Some more literature will come out about that. Sunday, we will be interviewing Esquire, Cameron Black. So we do have a different time on Sunday, or a different time next week, along with another guest on Tuesday. Don't forget, Stasha Sanchez's charity event will be going on December the 8th. So come out and see a great lineup, including myself at the Stars of the Century, aka The Heretic. It's at 10 p.m. And King and Queen is coming up on the 13th. And so, yeah. So we have a lot going on. But I want to bring on our guests because I know that we have three of them lined up. Two is already ready. And I want to go ahead and get the conversation going so I won't hold them long and we won't hold you all long. Make sure you are sharing the live because we definitely want to get the conversation going about the makeup and the things that go on with our artists, how they got involved, what it is like to be backstage, or, what it's like to be picked to be someone's makeup artist or not. How does it feel to be sharing someone? All of that good stuff. So we're going to bring on our first guest. She is the Don Diva from the Carolinas. Most of you know her as Beverly Iman Johnson. So give it up for the House. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Don't you look beautiful?
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Have you been waiting a long time?
Oh, just an hour or so.
Well, it specifically says Central Standard Time.
That that's not what our message said, but
No, it says CST.
in the chat,
Yes, and then also on your flyer it says CST. We've been doing this for 2 years. I know I put it on
I'm sure it is on the flyer.
there. I'm not gonna get into it with you. We'll talk afterwards. Let me bring on. He is the oh so handsome, known for his creases and all of these new dolls he has. Give it up for Anthony Wiley. What's going on, Ant?
Hey everybody, how you
How are
doing?
you?
I'm amazing. How about you?
We are good. I'm glad that you all were here and on time. I do know we
Hmm.
have hold on. We have another guest coming, but I guess he'll come when he gets on. But I want to start with you all. First of all, thank you for giving us this time out of your busy schedule. I know that you all are workers, you all have a life outside of the industry, but I do know that makeup is a love and a passion for both of you, all three of you actually. So thank you for joining this special edition to talk to our makeup artists about all things makeup and what happens when it comes to makeup in this community. So thank you for
Thank you,
You're
Trinity.
that. So basic question. How did you get started with makeup? Beverly, let's start with you. How did that even come about for you?
well, actually, I was a portrait artist in high school, and so I've always been really fascinated with the face.
Mhm.
And going to college, one of my friends that noticed I could draw asked me to make him look beat up for Halloween.
Mm.
And he had a theater stage kit, and so I was like, okay. And so I ended up doing his makeup, and the he was going to like the meeting where the student union where all the kids were for a costume contest, and our RA stopped him because he actually thought that he had been assaulted.
Oh, wow.
And so I ended up doing like 3 more people that night, and so it started from there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Was it always something that you knew that you wanted to do from a younger age, or was it just something that just circumstantially happened?
Yeah, it circumstantially happened. I didn't really grow up around makeup. The church that I was raised in didn't allow the women to wear makeup.
Mm.
And so when I went to college, and it started off as like theatrical stuff, and then of course, started to play in the cosmetics
Hmm.
because I wanted to be petty. So it evolved from there.
Okay. I'm going to bring on our last guest. He's joining us. Welcome, BJ.
Hey, how are
How are
you?
you?
I'm well.
Good, good. So, we're going to jump right in. Anthony, same question. How did you get involved when it came to this art form of makeup?
Okay, so if it's just this form of makeup, when you sound like in the drag industry or just makeup in general?
Well, let's start with just makeup, period.
Okay, well, makeup in general, I knew as a child, watching shows like Sally Jesse Raphael. Um, Back then, they had like makeover shows.
Hmm.
And I remember those were so fascinating to me. And then like to see the backstage and how it was a um progress from start to finish from a person and how they can make a person feel. Um and then that went to America's Next Top Model.
Hmm.
And then I got a chance to see a glimpse of backstage of how makeup was done and how it was creatively expressed in photos and in different ways.
Hmm.
But my problem was um I couldn't identify to any artist that was on that screen.
Okay.
I couldn't identify as being flamboyant. I couldn't identify as being flashy, hair color. And even working, not working or going to Mac, that's what I saw. So when I went to college at Alabama State, I met my gay father, Antoine Fleeton.
Hmm.
Um, he was just always busy, but I never asked until it was like a turnabout show. And I seen him do makeup, and I see him transform at least 4 people in that one night, and I was fascinated. Um, so to me, he was very masculine presenting
Hmm.
back then, and I can identify with someone who can look like that and do makeup. So
Okay.
I was kind of like inspired at this point. So I asked him, like, could you teach me? And he showed me the ropes, and YouTube University showed me everything else and my Mac training. And I got hired at Mac after a couple years under Naisha Dupree. And it opened a lot of windows of being backstage to the stars of the century and exposure to practice in this art form of makeup as well.
Okay. Gotcha. So, BJ, the question to you is what I just asked Beverly and Anthony. How did you even get started in makeup? Not necessarily drag makeup, but just makeup, period.
So, for me, I think it was a talent passed on from my mom, so to speak, that um, I just ended up picking up naturally. My mom, prior to nursing, my mom worked in cosmetology, did hair and makeup and things, and barbering and things like that. And I would always watch her. She is who cut our hair, growing up or whatever. I would always, see when she did, my aunties or other clients' hair or other clients' makeup. Because of course I sit in, with her and talk to them and things like that. But it was still something that I never tried. I never practice it like coming up. I was never even really honestly interested in it. I never forget in 2007, when I first became a part of a family as it relates to MSM, Men Sleep with Men family. Um, Zia Mora, my very first gay mom, Zia Mora Baton, shout out to her. We would always talk and we was drinking one night and they were always like, I was honestly I was scared of drag queens. Um or scared of anything as related to, you know, that and once I became a part of the gay family, got comfortable, we would drink and you know, they were always like, "Oh, you got such big cheeks, your cheeks." Oh, it was always a thing about my cheekbones for whatever reason. And one day she was like, after we got drunk, "Let me paint you, my child." And I was like, "No." And then we more drinking, and I ended up letting her do it. And it was the longest time sitting down in my life with my eyes being closed. I'm like, "Geez, when is it gonna be open?" When I open my eyes or what have you, it was almost unbelievable because I, I couldn't, you know, understand or didn't even realize that it was me. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, bitch, you like Kelly Price? Bitch, you like Kelly Price?" I'm like, "What?" And from there was the first actual interaction with makeup, and it just grew from there. I still, you know, I acquired gay children, and once that very first time I did my very first show, probably like 2 months later, I did "Take a Bow" by Rihanna. Child, I fell on a slow song. But all my friends, family came out. I was a freshman in college. Child made about $300 or $400. I'm like, oh yeah, this might be for me. And then everybody started asking. And Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But my first time actually doing it myself was she and I got into it for my second show. And I was always inquisitive. So while she was doing my makeup, I was like, "What you doing? What's this color? What's that color? What's this color?" She invited me over one night, like, "Come out and tip with us. Me and your grandma and them come tip." And I came over and she's like, "Put your base on." Because I knew what it was after she had done said, I put it on. She said, "Put your powder on." I put it on. She said, "Oh, well, you done now. If you want to go out, you're going to finish yourself." Excuse me? How you set me up? Because I don't know nothing about this. And from there, that's why I don't wear smokes and things on the show, because she like, "Put on the smoke hat." That was the first thing I ever did. And I kept doing that exact same look until I learned other things. That's what I would tip out in a smoky eye. So now for me to do it on the show, it kind of, you know, reminds me so much of me tipping. So, you know, that's why I don't do it. And I acquired gay children, and Abdullah Herring from Memphis, Tennessee, Envy Elise, would come to our room and ask us to do makeup. And in so many words, I started fucking them up while I was fucking me up. It relates to makeup, which is how I learned. It was trial and error. I mean,
Right.
and that's why I started.
So, Beverly, it's typically known for girls to be in love with makeup and do makeup, right? You'd agree with that.
I would.
Okay. So, Anthony and BJ, did your family ever look at you sideways, or did you ever get any backlash because you fell in love with this thing called makeup? Was that ever your experience?
For me, no, because my mom loved makeup. Once she seen with me starting it, and at first she was like, "You doing drag? You doing a show?" And um, I told her, but she knew, of course, of my lifestyle, so, you know. So she had already accepted that part. We was already outside of that part, and she used to always say, she said, "Bitch, I'm gonna let you make me up one day. I'm gonna let you make me up." And I was like, mind you, she was like, "No, I want the high eyebrows, I want the drag, I want what you do to them." And I was like, "Huh?" And then my brothers or what have you, like if I would come home like and I had a show and I get paid, my brothers and them was always accepting. My brother come to the club or would not necessarily come to the club. If I call him and I say, "Well, I'm at the club," he said, "I pull up outside, but I ain't coming in. What you need?" Or whatever. And they never, you know, my baby brother, I was like, "You look a little funny here," or if I get padded or something, he be like, "Some a little higher on this side." It was just always so funny to me. But I never had an issue. My mom, when I did Metro, my mom came. When I did Metro and High Jackson, my mom came to the page. I never had an issue. And then she started letting me do her for her birthday every year.
What about you, Anthony? How was that with your family or your friends, and when you were found out to be this makeup artist?
Okay, so it was a shift for me. So coming from a family or a Southern family, church family, so it was my family didn't wear makeup.
Oh,
So my family is a lip gloss, eyeliner, mascara kind of family. So coming into it, I'm telling my mom that I'm wanting to do makeup now, and she's it was her Christmas party. It was a fall break, and I remember I came home with all these little products. My little kit was so small, and I was just like, "I want to do your makeup for the party." She started laughing. She was just like, "Okay, whatever." I'm so glad that I have a mother who is very supportive of me,
mhm,
Shout
but
out to
I had backflashes from my father. Because I
mhm,
remember doing her makeup and he'll walk in the kitchen and he'll look and he'll smirk and laugh and go downstairs. But I'm so glad that I had support from my mom to always encourage me
right.
to do better and not ignore, because she said you're gonna get that all the time.
Mhm,
And I was already kind of equipped to even know this. So my mom was my first person I did from start to finish. And what my treasure and my prize is that when I come to my mom's house, she always keeps that picture like on her
Mhm.
side of her bed, because it's, to me, it's a humble beginning and a reminder that at least I had somebody to believe in me in the
Yeah,
process.
yeah.
And yeah, my mom was the person. So shout
okay.
out to the mom too.
Shouts out to the moms. So
Shout out to the
Beverly,
moms.
Beverly,
Yes.
you said earlier that you came from a background in the church where makeup was not allowed. So, how is someone such as yourself who loves this thing called makeup and you've made it a clear multi-million dollar business for yourself? How did you mesh the two? Because now your mom sees you in makeup, she sees the art that you do and the business you made. How was she accepting of that?
Um, I've really been really fortunate. My parents were, um, they've always been really accepting and supportive.
Mhm,
The thing that they were focused on the most with my sister and I was wanting us to be good people and wanting us to move with integrity. And
Hmm.
um, like my parents would just ask me, how's it going or how's this, it was never it's never been like an issue because I guess for them, if they see me supporting myself, then they were like, well, I guess she doing all right.
mhm. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, all three of you have other jobs and businesses that you have. Have you ever sat back one day, and this is for all three of you, whoever wants to jump in first, and said, and just be honest, realistically, I just don't want to do this anymore. It's becoming, everybody's doing it. It's becoming a hustle to scramble. I am done. Has that ever crossed your mind, or have you ever said those words out of your mouth?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
DJ, tell us briefly about that for you.
Um, this past weekend, I ain't gonna lie, even certain situations, it's not so much of the job. It's the things that comes with it sometimes, the feeling unappreciated, undervalued, overworked, um, not really feeling with no lack of consideration from others for your time, your energy, your efforts. It's the things like that that's the downside of it that makes you just not not even so much not want to do it, but take a long break. Or in I think I mentioned it to Anthony. Um,
Hmm.
this past weekend, someone gave me some very very wise advice. And it's something that I've always known. But Robert Rooks, shout out to Robert Rooks. Robert Rooks told me, he said, "You're so talented." He said, "But one thing I want you to hone in on is saying no to sometimes, saying no to individuals sometimes to protect your peace." And and not everybody is meant to be worked with. Not everybody, is worth your efforts or your artistry. And yeah, so yeah, sometimes you want to throw in the towel.
Talk to us about that a little bit from your perspective, Beverly. Have you ever thought that or said that before?
No, I haven't. I've been really, really fortunate. When I actually started doing makeup in retail, um, I didn't get to do so much artistry. And so when I moved to Atlanta and I started doing dancers, that's when I was able to like do it full time. And for me, it was really, really um, gratifying. Even when I was working at retail, it was never the client that bothered me. It was always the corporate stuff, having to make sales and having to deal with, meeting this goal and that goal and push. I've never wanted to be a salesman per se. I believe that your product and work should speak for itself. That's just me.
Absolutely.
Um, and so I was glad to get out of a retail space and just be able to create. I
Okay.
think just innately I am a bohemian kind of person. Like I'm like
Mhm.
an artist to my core. I like all things creative, and if I can be in a creative space, then I really thrive on that.
Okay. Anthony, what about you? Have you ever, because we know you have a career outside of makeup, have you
Mhm.
ever just said, I'm done, I don't want to do this no more?
Yes, and I have. And I working at Mac for those many years, I have went from I went from a just like from every level of the job into upper management. And when I got to upper management, I realized that I wasted so many, not wasted, I kind of like drifted through the years in a box. And retail will teach you is not is selling, but the creativity is gone. And I came through with Mac when Mac was very creative, and I seen that. Now I'm just doing brown girl specials. Like corporate America is nothing that I can do to release my creativity. So
Mhm.
when I quit Mac and moved to a different career, I stayed stagnant for a while. I didn't do makeup. I was kind of like in a transitional phase of what I want to do. I just want to just stop doing makeup, but I got an opportunity to do makeup like in the pageant world.
Mhm.
And it gave me my love back with
Okay.
being creative.
Okay.
So yes, I have gave up and I have started back
Okay.
again.
I want to give a shout out to two other makeup artists that have came on, Olivia as well as Athena. This show is not to discredit anyone's craft. These are just three individuals that I've been working with for a long time and have known. So I just wanted to highlight them. So I just want to make that clear that I'm not shading any other makeup artists because
Shout out
everyone.
to our artists.
Shout out to all the artists, but these are people that I know personally, and I just wanted to give them their highlight for an hour or so. Um,
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want to chime in on something they
Okay.
said. And that's probably why I'm where I'm at because see, well, for Beverly, when she said she'd never experienced it, and then when Anthony have, I never, I wanted to, but I was always so hesitant and never pursued working in the corporate world as it relates to Mac or Sephora or anything like that. I didn't want to freelance or um I have my own reservations about it. And see, with me, everything that I do, everything that I've done or how I've grown, I'm a pretty much self-taught artist. I never practice makeup like when everybody have on their beards and stuff like, oh, let's paint. When I do makeup, it's solely for competitions or I don't practice and I see things that I'm inspired by in trends or have like images in my phone that I somewhere down the line have tried that but I never got the opportunity to work it so everybody can always ask why you never pursue Mac or why you never I never for whatever reason I just never ever wanted to
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I want to also give y'all the opportunity to people to get to know you personally because a lot of times they only see y'all backstage. They don't know you outside of doing someone's makeup or doing their hair, Anthony and BJ. Beverly, you working on that for you to be an all-around person. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions about your personal, some of your likes and dislikes, and we'll go from there. So BJ, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is olive green.
Okay. Okay. Um, Anthony, what is your favorite season?
My favorite season is spring.
Okay. So you can wear your Daisy Dukes.
Absolutely.
And
Okay. Beverly, what are three things that you know you can work on about yourself?
Um,
should be my
Taking more initiative, um, time management, and self worth in the terms of uh, really honestly understanding and not second guessing my vision for success.
Okay. That's a really good thought out answer. Your second answer, question, Beverly. If you could live in any decade or relive any decade, which one would you choose?
The
And
70s.
and why the 70s?
Um, I've always been just really attracted to the art and culture of the 70s. I love afros and bell bottoms and disco, and I would have loved to have gone to Studio 54. The music of the 70s, um, so much evolution in American fashion in the 70s. It was just a really decadent time in our culture. Um, and unfortunately in our community was also the beginning of the, you know, epidemic. But it was just such, looking back on certain things, it just seemed like it was just so much fun. And I feel like it was kind of the second um, kind of Black Renaissance because it was following the civil rights movement, and a lot of Black people were really starting to move the needle in culture in terms of music and politics and things like that. So I just think with my attitude in terms of how I perceive how I move through life and try to be optimistic and um, goal oriented, I think the 70s would have just been really fun.
Okay. Anthony, your favorite movie of all time that you can watch all day, every day if you had to?
That's a great question. Mine would have to be The Wiz.
Okay. And I've never seen that in its entirety.
I know. I remember you telling me that, and I'm just, we'll
I
talk
feel
about that
so bad. Is my
offline.
black card taken away?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna get to the wizards. I have a list of black movies that I haven't seen, so I'm gonna get to them. BJ, what's your favorite holiday to celebrate that is not your birthday?
My favorite home.
Holiday to celebrate that is not your birthday.
My favorite holiday to celebrate that is not my birthday. I would have to say Thanksgiving, and
Okay.
not even so much as it relates to the feasting and the eating and all that, but I think Thanksgiving. I'm a family oriented person. I love family. I love to laugh. I love laughter. And I cherish like friendships and relationships that I build. And I think that Thanksgiving is one of those holidays that you know everybody kind of gets together. Everybody. You move around. You go from house to house. Christmas they kind of do it too, but not as much. To me, as relates to Thanksgiving, everybody gets together. Everybody, is always together. Christmas is a little bit more settled when they kind of done pulled out from Thanksgiving. I just seen the family, we're gonna do something small. So Thanksgiving to me is just for the fellowship in all honesty.
Okay. Thanksgiving. Anthony, what is your biggest pet peeve?
That's a great question as well. It has to be one.
Well, you can elaborate on a couple if you.
Okay. So one of mine is punctuality.
Oh yes,
Um,
yes.
Punctuality is one of my biggest pet peeves, is because time is something that you cannot get back. Um, and it also discredits me sometimes when it comes to being late, because I put so much effort to being on time for you.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I roll out a carpet for anyone who books me for anything. So punctuality is one of the things. It's disrespectful to me if you're late or you're not considerate of others' times.
Hmm.
So that's it. Yeah,
Okay.
punctuality.
Punctuality. Beverly, one thing that you could change about the world today, what would it be?
Just one? No. Um, I think what would sum it up best is if people could be empathetic.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. I think if people really had an active understanding of the struggles of other people and really just associated their own lives to the lives of other people, in the understanding that we're all human beings and we all deserve civil rights as human beings. Um, we all have relatives. We're all loved. We're all children of someone. We are all friends of someone.
Mhm.
You know, just basic things. I think, you know, if people were truly actively empathetic, then it would really help out a lot of issues.
Okay. BJ, what makes you cry?
Disappointment. Um, uh, I say that, but I just use that word just overall disappointment.
Okay.
Or let down, so to speak.
Is this disappointment and letdown of yourself or of others?
Of both.
Okay.
Um, more so with myself, but a lot of people that see me, and I always say a lot of people have a misconception of who I am, and oftentimes I'm understood until one have gotten to know me, and
Hmm.
once a person have gotten to know me, that's when they say, "Oh my God, I never knew that you was this nice. Oh my God, I never knew that you was this sweet." And it ain't even been to the point where people go, like, "Oh, you're a Care Bear, like you." I'm thinking that mean, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying, and I can be that, but I don't like to. I can't definitely can be that. But I don't like to hurt people. I don't like to let people down. I don't even like to let myself down. And I think that when I'm disappointed or when something hurts me, I keep it to myself a lot. But yeah, disappointment.
Okay. Anthony, you're packing a bag to go out of town. What's the first thing you're putting in that bag?
Great question. Is this for like work or is it just like
This is
travel?
this is personal stuff. This is Anthony, not the artist.
Personal. Okay. The first thing that I'm putting in my bag is my charger, my phone charger.
Hmm.
That's the first
Yeah.
thing I'm putting in there is my phone charger.
Okay. Beverly, a lot of people don't know that you are a chef by choice and trade. What's your favorite food to
Mhm.
cook?
Uh, um, what's my favorite food to cook?
And ain't cooked for me yet, but okay, go ahead.
Me either. And I'm
Me
hopeful.
either.
Well, my favorite thing to eat is lasagna, so go ahead.
Good.
I actually
Just
love to cook lasagna.
there you go.
But you ain't even showed up for other stuff that you're supposed to. I digress. Um, um, I don't know if I have a favorite thing to cook. Um, I will say that I enjoy cooking most when I'm cooking for other people.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'll take that. I'll take that. So this question is going to be for all three of you, and we'll start with you, Anthony. If you could
Okay.
pick one celebrity and you could redo her aesthetic of makeup, who would she or he be? Because sometimes males need that as well. Celebrity makeup art, not, I'm sorry, celebrity, that being a rapper, actress, another model, athlete, a singer. who would you pick?
I know for a fact. That's a great question as well. Thank you. It will be Janet Jackson for sure.
Okay, so the question was to redo her overall look. So are you saying that something is wrong? She needs to be refreshed. She's dated. What's the reason you picked her?
The reason why I picked Janet Jackson is because she switches makeup artists, but her makeup artist keeps her current in trends. And I look at Janet Jackson's makeup as inspiration because you got to look at Janet Jackson that she's not a spring chicken anymore, but she always looks so refreshed. She always looks so youthful. Her makeup is always so polished and clean. So it's one person that that's a celebrity that I look at. And if I was to do it, I would love to enhance the beauty that she already has.
Mhm,
And I love the way that they like snatch her up and they do things with her lips, they play with her eyes, and then her overall style.
mhm.
Janet Jackson is current, and then her makeup trends over the years have been so iconic to me.
Okay, got you. BJ, who would you pick?
Actually, Taraji P. Henson.
Okay. Why did you pick Taraji?
I would like to retransfer. I would like to transform her look or redefine her look to give her a more updated or trendy aesthetic. I think I don't know if she have an artist, but I absolutely love Taraji P. Henson. And a lot of the times it looks to me as if she's done herself, or it makes her look a little bit more older, oftentimes than what she is. I don't think that or I don't think that whomever does the makeup enhance or
Captures her true beauty.
capture her true beauty. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, I
But
got you.
yeah, Taraji P. Henson.
Okay. Beverly, what about you? Who would you pick?
Oprah.
Okay. Now you know she gonna have a corn for you, but why did you pick Oprah?
I'm gonna be done though. Go ahead.
I would pick Oprah because if I did Oprah and I gave her a new fresh look, I don't have to worry about being booked for the rest of my career.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
I think that's what any three of those artists though. If you do them and they love it, I think this is like with pageant artists. I with pageant competitors. You know, sometimes when you fall in love with what you fall in love with,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't go nowhere.
Talk to us about being a makeup artist and working in film, working on TV shows, working in the union. Is that something that you three have experienced or would like to experience? Anthony, you can start.
Yes, I have done projects. I'm not in a union. I have done projects with contracts. I have done things like with Escape. I have done things with BET for Megan Thee Stallion for the Hip Hop Awards, but those are all contracted things. In that lifestyle, I would love to be a part of a movie set, but my fear of movie sets is going to put me back into the space of Mac,
Okay.
which is going to put you in a box to put powder on someone every day and not have a creative outlet.
Okay.
So I would love to do film to experience it more, but the contract work is even better for
Okay.
me.
BJ, what about you?
Um, I've worked as it relates to a runway gig or a modeling gig, so to speak, doing models for a runway show that was filmed, or shows that weren't quite popular, so to speak, as it relates to like on HBO or BET. You know, a lot of times when individuals have those Netflix series or things like that, I've worked in areas such as that. I have aspiration to work for Tyler Perry Studios. I've been pursuing that. I've actually been offered the opportunity to further that career, and I also got an offer with a commercial photographer in Houston, but I wasn't ready to quite leave at that time. That was before I, moved to Atlanta, and so I wasn't really ready. I didn't want to go to Houston um with nowhere to uh reside, or I wanted to, if I was going to transition to Houston, I wanted to have those affairs in order prior to me going. So yes, I do have aspirations of working with celebrity clientele. I just think, everybody has their season, and it's gonna help. It's just a pursuit of happiness. You just have to keep working towards. You just have to keep, you know what I'm saying. And that's why I moved to Atlanta. To be able to uh walk in rooms, or be mentioned in rooms that Jackson didn't allow me, to be seen in, things like that. That was one of the reasons for my move.
Okay, Beverly, what about you?
Anthony, did you
Oh,
want to
I'm
say
sorry, I didn't see your hand up, Anthony. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do also want to chime in. I do apologize, but to mention to the feedback to your question, I feel like it's a fine line between pageantry and film. I feel like it's
Absolutely.
kind of like the same, but the business aspect is completely different.
Hmm.
But I would love to be like in a way of a contract to do things for special events or pull me in for um special projects, but not just a set makeup artist because
Right.
celebrity and everybody else like those artists, kudos. However, I feel like everybody I touch, anybody who sits under my chair, I treat them as the same as anybody else. It's gonna be everybody who sits under my chair is a celebrity. So I
Yeah,
always humbly say that to, just everybody should be treated the same or feel the same.
I agree.
Okay, that's it.
We'll get on that soon. Beverly, the same question.
I have been fortunate enough to work in a lot of different mediums. I'm like Anthony, I don't necessarily want to do any. I would love to check, but I don't like the monotony of set work. I hate to hurry up and wait. Um, and the long hours, even though like I said, the check is sickening. Now, ideally, because I do like to be in a more creative space, if I were to have an A-list client like a Cardi, who allows their artists to be creative and
Hmm.
really is about imagery, I would love that type of opportunity
Okay.
Hmm.
where I had a girl who was like a doll and was like,
Hmm.
put me up in the things, change
Hmm.
my look for this cover, change my look for this premiere, that really wanted to play with effects and
Hmm.
just being different. That would be ideal.
Like a Doja Cat.
Hmm.
When she's, yeah. Okay. So Anthony, I want to back up. You mentioned
Hmm.
something about Mac. You said the monotony of Mac. And lately I've been hearing a lot of makeup artists that have been previously employed by Mac, or even some that have not been, but obviously has heard what goes on at Mac.
Hmm.
Break that down for us when you say the monotony of getting back to Mac. Is that something bad? Or is it just something that we're not aware of that happens behind the scenes and you don't want to track back to that? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay, so at Mac, love the company, love the products, but it is also a huge shift of makeup artistry and products. Back in the day, Mac was the only source that we had. They had color. They had in your face blues and yellow shadows, something that is not the conservative that everybody had. But social media became involved as well as brands came involved. So
Hmm.
Mac is so small compared to thousands and thousands and thousands of brands now.
Yes.
So it's kind of like Mac is the ones that are legendary, iconic company that started color and color theory to be challenged. But it's too many brands now that is
Yes.
in competition with that company. Only thing that I would say, I love the years that I worked there. I love the experiences and the people that I met throughout the years. But I can't imagine going back into a space of everything is just sales and it's not really artistry.
Oh,
Mhm.
Um, and the artistry is very important to me, and that's the reason why even training or being a trainer is still black and white.
Yeah, and
Everything
I
has
think
to be
that's
black
why
and
you
white.
want to pursue it.
mhm. So would this be your same trajectory, Beverly? Is that one of the reasons why you never may have went into the Mac?
I did. I worked for Mac.
Okay.
Hmm.
So
I
do you
I
so you
worked.
agree with what he's saying, or is it a different experience for you?
My makeup career started in retail. I worked for Lancome. After I freelanced for Fashion Fair, and then I worked for Mac, and then I became a manager at Ulta, and then I started working seasonal at Sephora before I started working in the club. So yeah, retail is definitely very that. It's commerce driven. Once upon a time, Mac was very artistry driven. It was the only artistry
Hmm.
brand that was
Hmm.
in retail. That was in retail, and so like Anthony was saying earlier, a lot of the artists were intentionally chosen because they were very expressive in their appearance, and so that's
Hmm.
what drew customers, and that's why at one
Yeah.
point, typically around. The late 90s into the early 2000s, Mac was untouchable in terms of a retail
Hmm.
brand,
Okay.
um, because they were just leading the pack in terms of technology, application, and what you could express at the counter or what you could get, where what you could get applied. Um, so when a lot of things change corporately, um, that's when oddly enough, one of the reasons why so many brands started to catch up is because they had a lot of people in higher leadership from Mac go and start other brands, or they became trainers and developers for other brands. And
Hmm.
so that's when everybody else started to, get in, and start to fill in the gap. And then once, like you said, social media came over and everybody started being able to have a makeup line, then it was like,
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the use? What's the
Right.
and
So
every
before, go
now you
ahead.
can
I'm
get
sorry.
a dupe of almost any prestige brand.
Before we play the game that we do every week, I want to ask you all about trends, not specifically for drag because we'll have a whole segment for that. But Anthony, what's a
Hmm.
makeup trend that is going on right now that you just absolutely despise?
Despise. Great question. I don't like this natural brow trend. Um, I just don't. I don't like the natural brow with the full glam. It's troublesome to me.
Okay. Okay. Now, is that just something personally, or do you feel like when you see it on someone, they're not doing it correctly? What's that?
It cringes me when I see it. I just feel like a glam or a polished look should have clean lines, and a messy brow and a structured eye and a structured lip is kind of diabolical to me.
yeah.
BJ, what's a trend that's going on right now that you absolutely love?
A trend that's going on right now that I absolutely love? Um, hmm. A trend that's going on right now that I absolutely love. Um,
Well, let me ask you this. What's one that you hate as well?
oh, a trend that I absolutely hate, and I have my own reason for why I hate it. Personally, I don't like to fully cream contour.
Okay.
and then fully powder contour for me. I like to see it done, and I do think that it's effective. But for myself, as it relates to, I guess, considering how I be having to do 2, 3, 4, 5 people, I think it slows me down. So I think it's overworking myself in so many words, or I think it's
Okay.
like an overworked process. And the reason I say that because once I base and contour you with powders, I think a lot of times it does the same thing, so to speak. So it's like I've been done makeup twice.
Hmm.
So and also maybe because it was something that I wasn't prone to, like it was something that what I'm saying wasn't within um that hadn't become repetitious that I often do, when I do makeup. So, but I do think it's effective. But for myself personally, I can't do it. Oh, and another thing, doing eyes first.
You don't like that? Okay. Okay. All right.
Hate it. When
Okay.
people do brows and your crease, a lot of people say it's because they don't like powders to fall into their eyeshadow and things like that, or their eyeshadow colors to fall into their contour. But I also think like if you contour first and you lay a loose powder, like what I'm saying, on top of your contour to dust after things have fallen, then for me, that works. The powder doesn't get into your highlights and stuff, but doing them brows first and your crease first and then basting around it, I can't do it.
Okay. Gotcha. Beverly, what's the trend that's going on outside of drag that you do not like and that you do like?
Actually, they're one and the same.
Okay.
Glass skin.
Oh, okay. Break
Because,
that down.
You mean the dewy look?
well, it's
Mhm.
more, glass skin is like hyper, it's like dewy on,
Gloss. It's like a gloss finish on the skin.
I
um,
agree.
All over.
I think it can be absolutely beautiful on the right person in the
Very
right,
true.
but it is
Hmm.
not a look that is always functional. It's not a look that's always flattering, and it is definitely not for everybody.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I want
So
to
you
chime in. I
like
think
it, but you also hate it, depending on who it's on.
That's what, yeah, that's why I said they're one and the same. Yeah.
I
Okay.
like it on Giselle. Giselle, to have seen her in her element, walking balls and stuff. I didn't think that I would like a dude look, but to see her like it just looked like it just always be like so stunning. I'm a powder finish person, I like a powder fresh, but like Beverly said, I think it is effective and absolutely beautiful on certain people. That extra dewy look, and I love to see it when Giselle looks extra dewy like that.
Okay. Go
Mhm.
ahead, Aunt.
All right. Let me ask. Can I answer what I love?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So the one trend that I do love for sure is this blush trend going on.
I
Like
do.
I'm in love with blush and I like blush everywhere, like in the eyes, on the forehead, everywhere. It's just like the new blush trend is something that I have been doing lately that I have fell in love with. Until it goes out of trend, I'm still gonna do
Okay.
Yes, because you blushed, Anthony. Shout out to you. You blushed.
it.
Um, we were at what was it? Duval.
Yeah, I've been everywhere. Just
Well, of course we have. I complimented you. I think I told you. I know one at MBU, but I told you I had never seen you put that much blush on somebody, and she was. Damn, I can.
It was
I can't
probably
think of it
me.
too.
It was
It
probably
was
me.
you, Trinity.
It was
Yeah, it was.
Trinity.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
It was
me.
you
Trinity
at
for her give
Duval for
up.
your give up.
Hmm. I
Oh
remember
my motherfucking god!
that.
So because it's three of you, I want to play the game because I think that everyone loves the game when we play it because we like to hear what you all have to say when you hear the first thing. But I'm gonna break it down because it's three of you all, so we'll do 3 or 4 pieces instead of a full 10. So of course, how it goes, I give you a word, person, place, thing, something you may have done, something you may have said, some place you may have been, and you give us the first thing that comes to your mind authentically. And you can give us a brief summary of why you chose that word. So I'm gonna start with Anthony.
Oh
What's the first
Lord.
thing that comes to your mind when you gosh, because I never write them down. I just off the top of my head. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear, see, or you're painting Jada P. Star?
Thankful. Thankful because this is a small, brief story, y'all. So thankful because I've been knowing Jada since 2005, and
Shout out to Jada.
we have grown not only in life but in this industry as well. Um, those who don't really know, Jada was actually my first model when I got my job at Met. She was my model to get the job twice, the first time and the second time. And we trust each other in processes. And she gave me a platform to express myself creatively. And I'm thankful, going back to the word, I'm thankful because it feels good to have someone who genuinely loves you, cheers
Hmm.
for you, encourage you, and gave me a platform to like just do whatever I wanted to do and show.
Okay. So, BJ, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear Jackson, Mississippi?
Home.
Mhm.
Um, the beginning, the foundation, the roots, family, friends, loved ones, safe space. Um, I'll forever be everything Jackson.
Okay.
Everything that I'll forever be. Although I do feel that I've outgrown my city and broadened my horizons to further my growth and my development and my future dreams, aspirations, and endeavors. But I'll never forget. That is where I got my start. A lot of times, and I just give you a brief story. A lot of people don't know. You know, my name being Audra Crochet Times. I could have held any name before my parents. My dream parents. Was my if I had to had chosen, my chosen parents would have been Tyra Lynn Fox and Monty St. James. My name would have been Audra Lynn St. James. Honestly, there's just um, but because I was from Jackson and we weren't always you heard the stories of how great Jackson used to be, or you heard um how much talent was there, and they what we used to bring. I wanted to be of that generation that restored it and that brought it back. And I kept Audrey Crochet Times because I didn't want anybody to say, "Oh, that's another Dupree," or uh that's another Bonet, or that's another Lord or anything like that. I wanted, to bring our own city. That Crochet Time started in and from Jackson, Mississippi, by way of Memphis or in Alabama, where the Willingham is. So I wanted to be one to brand our own name, to have a household name for ourselves, because outside of the Willow Crochet, there wasn't any other crochet showing up on, the ballots as it relates to or the lineups as it relates to amazing competitors. So I think our generation, myself, Kamaya, Krishara, Tania, Shania, Logan, King London, Shatora, all those, Dominique, I think all those played a huge Alexis, um, Royalty, Tokyo. All of us played a huge part in rebranding our own city and showing, that we were just as capable. Ramaya, Pierre, all of us,
Mhm.
so yeah, and so I think of all those things. I never ever forget where I come from. I still get excited even when I get to the crossway of going home. They say welcome to Jackson, I get happy.
Okay. Shouts out to Jackson.
Shout out
Beverly, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Your namesake, the model Beverly Iman Johnson.
Um, Legacy. Um, I'm completely infatuated with those two women and what they established.
for
Uh,
sure.
I um Iman, I am still and will forever be obsessed. For her to be 70 years old and still look like that and still
Mhm.
serve like that and be so unapologetically just hyper feminine and just
Mhm.
like I think she's the one person I think that if I met I would cry.
Okay. All right. Um, Back to Anthony. Anthony, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? The night you painted Raquel Lord at Continental for her win.
Great question. Honestly, it felt like a Monday night. If that makes sense. Um, Me being backstage at the Monday night show, I have learned each entertainer like hand and like from front and back hand. I know them like the back of my hand. So it's just assisting and dressing and doing makeup in a chaos environment as like Continental. Shout out to Naisha Dupree for setting a standard of
Mhm.
being
I agree.
poised and polished in just your practice. The Monday night shows is like a pageant within itself every Monday. So it was the ease for
Okay.
me, and it was ease for her because we are comfortable with each other. So give up and during the competition, it just felt like a Monday night show.
Okay, got it. BJ, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you receive the notification that you were banned from competing at Vogue?
Okay. Um.
Okay.
Oh well. Whatever. And with that,
It's been lifted though, right?
it's been lifted.
Okay.
With that, I think it was more so of a retaliation, or a attempt to break. A lot of people don't know. My history in Vogue, and in Vogue's history, and didn't understand that Vogue was just more than a pet. I wasn't even mad at so much at Vogue during those times. I was mad at the relationship that my brother and I, which is Keetrick had, but before of anything, the emeritus of Vogue, which was Shatora, came, was sought out in Jackson. The first person to win, which is my sister Krishara, was from Jackson. I did Chanel. I've taken my son Najee. I've done Kamaya. Every year she's competed. I've had my sister James. I've had so many contestants to come through Vogue, and I always told Keisha that I support and love the system, and if there was ever a plus division, that I would have considered and been a contestant, no matter how it went. I think it was so much of the. I'm gonna say what I think. A lot of promoters sometimes do so much to get you there, and don't put forth their same energy once things are over. We were friends before anything. So with us being friends before anything, it's okay. I always told Adrian for Graham Adam, if I won, if I didn't, we were friends before me competing. We'll be friends after. And I just think sometimes people, those same messages don't come through. Them, to get ready. What's up, bitch? What you doing? Just checking on you. Those same messages don't follow once the competition have concluded.
Mm.
And because as I told you earlier, as it relates to disappointment, I was disappointed. If I had a concern legitimately and someone within the family, expressed something to me, that was, you know, said to be true or what have you. If I express a concern, don't write me off. Don't push me away because you didn't do that when you were pursuing me as a competitor.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm over it. They've welcomed me back, and I still have plans to go.
Good. You should.
Hold on, right fast. Can I interrupt real fast? I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. So from the last question, I do want to say this while we're live. I don't want to discredit any anyone's win. Everyone who wins with me is always a win for me as well.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
even with Raquel's success with Continental, I also want to publicly say the same thing for with Jada as well. It's a thankful moment because those women saw something in me. You know what I'm saying? And we both, that was the same year. It was the same year. But it brought so many blessings as well and exposure. So that win and that night, although it felt like a Monday, it felt comfortable. It was still success for someone to have a win and
Okay.
a successful reign. So that I would just want to make sure I say that publicly, and I'm thankful
Absolutely.
for her as well.
So, Beverly, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear your sister Luscious?
Fat. No, I'm just kidding. Uh,
Girl, she gonna get you. She gonna get you.
no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, Luscious is a really special person to me because I was a fan before I was a friend,
Mhm.
and I admired her, just as an entertainer. Um, Her ability to move on stage was amazing.
Mhm.
I had never seen anybody dance like that,
Mhm.
and when we became friends, it was really a genuine connection. It really developed organically, and I love her very, very dearly. And she's she's one of the people that I wish, even in her regular job as a stylist, I really wish she would push harder because she should be on set.
Hmm.
She really should. She like her ability to do or to construct like lace front, like lace frontals, and actually stitch hair and make a realistic hairline that is unclockable on film.
Mhm.
Do those kinds of things, and it makes me mad when I see that those awful wigs on them Tyler Perry people, and I'm like, bitch, you need to go down there.
And do
You
that.
need to be doing
Yep.
this.
Shout
Um,
out to Luscious. I love Luscious.
Yes.
and I wish that she wouldn't underestimate her talent in that arena. She knows
Okay.
who she is in the drag arena. You know what I'm saying? I wish she wouldn't underestimate her talent as a wig stylist, and push harder for what I know she can get. But
Okay.
I
Hmm.
I love her. BJ, I'm gonna go back to you. Your last one. Your third one. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear, see, or you're painting your mother, Kamaya, L'Oreal Times? Briefly.
I give a brief. Kamaya name is saved in my phone as um my whole wide world. My birth mom name is saved in my phone. My life, my world, my queen. Kamaya mom name is saved in my phone. My whole wide world. Me and Kamaya from the beginning. Kamaya started as my aunt, and we would play, and me being if in her town, she would talk, and I would say something. She'd say things like, "Don't disrespect your mama," just playing, and our relationship grew literally, organically. Kamaya is a stern parent, a strict parent, but
Hmm.
she have a heart of gold. If I call at 5 o'clock in the morning and say, "Mom, can you come get me?" She say, "What the fuck you doing now?" I guess I got to. Where you at? Since you done called me, I can anything. I When it comes to Kamaya, ain't no is I told somebody else
Hmm.
I do a bid behind Kamaya.
Okay, not a bid. All right, that's
Yeah,
what's
I go
up.
to jail behind Kamaya.
Antoine. I mean, I'm sorry. Anthony. Antoine Fleeton. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Oh,
Zaddy, Zaddy. Just kidding.
a true definition of a father. Um, I still have my biological father in my life.
Hmm?
but I don't have a connection with my real father. Antoine has been the longest father that I had, and this year makes 20 years. Antoine has been my gay father.
Mhm.
Hey,
Um, I appreciate the lessons. I appreciate the softness that he has with me. He has a lot of kids, and one thing, not a lot, but he has a few kids, but he knows how to be the parent for that kid at that moment.
mm-hmm.
For however, you know what I'm saying? It's just like sometimes I'm not the person to take it directly. He kind of softens it for me, you know. But accountability, we hold each other accountable. And now we're in a phase of our life that he still's my dad, but is also my friend.
Mm.
And he's here in Atlanta now, and it feels like life is completed now that I have him close to me
Right.
and working side by side in pageantry, or if we're working on special projects for different people. It's the connection. It's
Mhm.
the genuine. It was the things that he have taught me. I'm a walking testimony, and I'm a duplicate of who he is. Professional, polite, um, business oriented, and sweet. Like we're very nice people, and it's just like I love my daddy. Everybody
Oh,
know I love my
shouts out
daddy.
to Antoine, aka
Shout
Malay.
out to Antoine.
So, Beverly, your last one. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear, see, you're out to eat with, or whatever? JoJo, Ontario St. James.
Um, lifelong.
Mhm.
Um, we've been in each other's lives for almost 30 years.
Mhm.
Um, and we've watched each other grow, literally, um, and have just done life together in a
Mhm.
lot of different ways. And um, our relationship feeds each other.
Mhm.
Hmm.
When I'm in the season to grow, then that means he's gonna pull up. He, in the season to grow, that means I'm gonna pull up. Um, if one of us needs, there's not a time that we wouldn't drop anything for one another.
Okay.
Hmm. I
Shouts
love
out to.
JoJo.
So, what you say, BJ?
I also want to add, just backtracking when you asked me about Kamai. I just wanted the world to understand this. What I love so much about Kamai, my mom and Kamai are really, really close. A lot of people don't even know that when I was in jail, Kamai was my mom and Kamai was probably the Kamai and Tayana Barber, all the people that uh, my mama talked to. They talked to my mama damn probably more than I talked to my mama. But Kamai is a mother that's outside of the Kamai, not a stage mother.
Hmm.
She's not a lifestyle mother. I mean, she's not a in the club lifestyle gay mother. Kamaya is a overall mother. Kamaya shows up at graduations, bail bond hearings, shit. I mean, anything. She. That's why we're where we are. Like Anthony said, about 20 years. Kamaya been my mama 18 years now, and since then she's always shown up. It ain't got to be nothing about no page and no club. No, that's the last thing she show up for. Real
Okay.
life is who she is.
Shouts out to Kamaya.
Shouts out to my
All
mom.
right, so that's that. So we're gonna wait. Hold, wait. Anthony, what's
Uh
the
huh.
first thing that comes to your mind the first time you painted me?
Great question. The first thing was honored. Um, and the reason why I was honored because I know that you were, to me, in my head, that you were so comfortable with one person. You know what I'm saying? At the time, only person I saw was one person doing you. and it was like
Mhm.
a shift, and it was honor for me for you to choose me to do you for any competition. That's how I feel when it comes to anybody who chooses me as services, because
Likewise.
you could have went to anyone else.
Yep.
You could have went to anyone else, but you chose me,
Yep.
and I'm grateful for that. And then from that experience, and I recall telling you this. I'm just like, I'm very excited to show you what I can do to you. You know,
Mhm.
and if you trust me and you trust the process, we gonna do great. And you sit there, you let me do what I want to do, and I played it safe the first time,
But yep.
but I
No,
had to
no,
learn
Raheem. It wasn't Models Inc. He painted the first time he painted me was the night I won Miss Renaissance.
Renaissance,
No, he
and
had
it
done me
was.
several times since Models Inc.
And Renaissance was just it was validation for me as well. That we won, but you also allowed me to do different looks. When I started seeing you do other makeup and you can wear makeup and you wanted to wear makeup, I said,
uh,
okay, game on, let's go.
What's so funny about that story is that one person was the one that told me to use you because she stood me up. Speaking of, Beverly, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you? What's the first thing that comes to your mind the first time you painted me?
Traitor. Let's get. No, the first thing that comes to my mind when I painted you. Okay, well it depends because you first started coming to me to just do like little fishy stuff.
Yeah, the first time you did me was at Portia's birthday party. Actually,
Yeah.
remember?
Uh-huh. And so, that was different for me than the first time I actually got to put you in drag.
Mm-hmm.
And I think through the entirety of that process, I was appreciative of your trust
Mm-hmm.
because I was the one who was like, hey, it's time to do some things differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I was appreciative of you trusting me. And I appreciate that you do trust me, even when I do have to refer you to other artists.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
Um,
what happened, guys, because they in the comments saying traitor. What happened was when I came back to pageantry, I went to Miss Duval and I used someone that I had been using for 15 years. And Beverly called me the next morning. This is a friend and a sister. And she said to me, it's time for a new team. You need a whole new U-Haul. You have a new face, you have a new body, you need a whole U-Haul. So I started. So what's so interesting is the night that I went to Renaissance, Beverly wasn't able to do me. So she was the one that said, Anthony. And I was like, I don't think he liked me. I ain't using him. And I just want to do the pageant. And it was nothing like that. Confirmation was Naisha. She was like, oh, bitch, he finna have you done. And then third confirmation was Katrina. And so that's how Anthony became a part of the team. And so as you all know, I go back and forth between them, but I win with Anthony. I've never won with that. That's a joke that we have. But yeah. But BJ, same question, because you've done me before. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Because you had me scared.
and honest, and that's what I'll say. First thing comes to mind, confirmation.
Mm.
And I say confirmation because the artist in which I am, um I'm very much more I would say exaggerative than others. I can be at the least. And a lot of times that's because of what individuals want. When I'm the type of artist I can ask you what you want. If you have any critiques for me, I don't mind changing anything. I don't get offended. Because I want you to feel at your best to be at your best. If you don't feel as if you look beautiful, you know what I'm saying, when you go out there, you're not going to give your best once you go out. So I say confirmation because you finally took the step. You always had done said it, but again, like you said, scared. So you finally took the step to say, all right, bitch, I'm gonna sit down, and you loved it. So
But
for
no, no,
me, it was,
no. I wasn't scared of your artistry because I knew
oh,
I
you
was
was
gonna
afraid
come out
of the
loving. I was scared because your ass was late.
Yes, due to traffic. And how long did I tell you that it was gonna take me?
It only took me you 20 minutes, and I was lovely. So yes. So it wasn't that your artistry. Your artistry
Yeah,
was
that Uber.
fine.
What we was in Texas.
We was in Texas. I had to do
Ooh,
the
that
red carpet,
Uber.
and they kept saying, "Are you going to get ready?" And I was like, "I'm waiting on BJ, waiting on BJ." And so, but you were fine. Go ahead, Aunt. I'm sorry, your hand was
She
up.
was ready on time.
I
Already
do
looked
have
on
a.
time and
I
studied.
want to backtrack because I do want to ask a question because
Okay.
I get this a lot. I'm glad you brought this up on this platform. Is that you said that you didn't think that I didn't like you. I know it was a joke, but it can
No,
come
no, no. I was
off
serious.
as okay. Okay. So if you what made you feel that I didn't like you?
For
What
me,
mm-hmm,
this is just my experience, and to the people that's watching, I feel like you are part of the circle of people that may have heard something, or somebody may have
mm-hmm,
gotten in your ear when it came to me, and you
mm-hmm,
was just kind of like, "Oh, I'm gonna just stay away from her because I heard." Until, because all of you can say or have said to me, you ain't nothing by how they try to put you to be. And so I felt like that. So I was just kind of like, okay, well, because we never really spoke. We never had a relationship.
mm-hmm,
We would always just kind of walk by each other. Not that it was anything. I just felt like you were part of that circle. So for me, I didn't give you the same opportunity that I felt like you should have given me. So it's kind of like one
mm-hmm,
of those things. So when you were referred, I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't
mm-hmm,
know. Because I don't know how this is going to mesh, because I didn't want to put myself in a situation with a person that was only simply there for a check, because that's
mm-hmm,
important when it comes to your makeup artist, your
Very much
backstage
so.
person. You want somebody that is on your team, that if anything goes wrong, they're going to be
mm-hmm,
there. Once we got to Renaissance, or even actually before Renaissance,
mm-hmm.
honestly, when we were talking about the payment and we were talking about the time, I started saying, oh no, he ain't nothing like this last person I've been
Mhm,
using all these years. He's professional. But what happened was, in that professionalism, it turned into a friendship, to where
mhm,
now I am totally safe with all three of you, because number one, y'all gave me a chance not to say, well, I don't want to do her because I don't heard this or whatever. All of you all have said that, those type of things. But I feel like it was a safety thing for me. It was my guard up. I felt like you had yours up. So it was like, well, child, I don't know. But I know that all of you kind of get that in a sense,
Absolutely.
because BJ, you've talked about it. Beverly, I want to get to you about it in a second about that. But that's where it was for me. That's where it was for me.
Absolutely.
because the reason why I asked is because I just want to make sure I say this on this platform. People who see me at pageants, or see me out, I can look very intimidating. I'm just very focused. Tunnel vision, very focused on the job that I'm there to do. So it can come off as looking shady or being standoffish, but when I'm in my zone or element, I'm really just focused, but I'm really the sweetest person.
Absolutely.
Well, that's an exaggeration, but yeah. So shot by the AK, Makeup Mondays, Soft Girl Era, Queen Bee Beauty. All three of you have branded your all selves.
Mhm,
Everyone typically is going to have BJ backstage somewhere.
mhm,
9 out of 10 times, BJ is going to be backstage at a pageant. 9 out of 10 times, Anthony is going to be backstage at a pageant, whether he's doing the queen, a contestant, someone for the walk. Beverly, that's not always the case with you. And we've talked about this, and I want you to go deeper into this. A lot of times, if it's not me, you may not necessarily be backstage doing someone here lately. And you've talked about how sometimes you feel like the girls don't use you and you're one of the girls. So go deeper into that, why you may feel that way or why you think it is such.
Well, I mean, actions speak, and that's fine. I've always been a person who I've always understood people will spend their money where they want to spend it.
Mhm.
I don't have an ego when it comes to artistry. However, my thing is, don't say to me, "Girl, I can't wait for you to do me."
Yeah.
Okay, well, whenever you're ready,
A
you know.
win, a win my turn when you book me.
And that's my thing. It's like I don't need the lip service. It's like I understand that it's supposed to be a compliment, but it's kind of like you're gonna use who you're gonna use, and that's fine. That's totally fine. No sweat off my back. Because at the end of the day, I'm really, really thankful to know that regardless of who books me or when I'm booked, I know what I offer as an artist and as a
Yes,
professional.
God.
Yeah. So
Hold on.
from my perspective, go ahead.
And I also think, although we're aware of her talents and the industry are, of course, aware of her talents, I think sometimes people don't realize or don't think how talented Bev is, or probably don't feel like Bev want to be backstage or XYZ, because Bev is always at the forefront. We know Bev, they know Bev is the makeup lady. You get what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Now, of course, we know Belle is the artist, and she is, because Belle is always on live promoting her work. She always do her clients like from beginning to end on live. Her creative artistry, even with doing herself. But I think outside looking in, some of them, so especially in the further areas, some of them are the contact lady or Beverly Munn, the lady that sell makeup, or
No,
and
no
don't really think
shade.
about Belle.
I
Not
get
to say
it.
that it's not. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
I understand.
Yeah, but I want to also piggyback to give you flowers as well, Beverly, because
Absolutely.
no shade. If it wasn't a Beverly, what would we be doing? Like
Without
what would we be
anything, makeup,
using?
lashes,
And it's not
palette,
only just not
contact.
even the palettes. It's not just the palettes. It's the free product knowledge.
Exactly.
That it's the free things that she gives us. It's the tokens that she gives us. If nobody gives Beverly flowers, I do every time I see her, because I'm so appreciative. Because I remember being that person struggling and then have money. I remember giving my little $50 to go to an apartment that would get me a palette. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It was introduced to me, and that palette changed my life. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It changed makeup for me. You know what I'm saying? And I will continue to support. I will
Yep.
continue to purchase, and the community will continue to support you because you gave us
Access. There
access
you
to
go.
things that a lot of people didn't have, and then you gave it to us to a rate that we can afford. And I do appreciate that, and I
Yep.
appreciate you. I want to publicly say that. I tell you this
Absolutely.
personally, but I want everybody to know in this live, who's tuned in and who will watch later, to know that you are an impact to our community
Yes, God.
and what you
And
have
A
done. And you
necessity
have
to
she
our
is,
community.
and she will do you unless she's
She
doing me.
she will
So
do
moving
you.
on. Um, so I have first. Always remember, I have first pick. So, drag is a thing that a lot of us, we are all three connected with
I
for the
gotta grab
most
my
part.
charger. I'll be back.
We are most connected with when it comes to drag and things of that nature.
Mhm.
And you all are backstage, like I just said earlier, most of the time. Um, do you ever feel, and I want to start with you with BJ with this, and I think you kind of touched on it a little bit, but I definitely want you to go briefly into it. Do you feel as a makeup artist in today's time that your art is not taken seriously, but also do you feel like you're taken advantage of sometimes?
I most definitely feel, I know that my artistry is taken seriously. That's without question. I
Okay.
don't ever feel neglected in that area. I think it's so much of the um taken advantage of, or undervalued, or I think the appreciation is there, but the appreciation is there when more so when others can get over on you. And I'm not gonna even just say get over, but I had a newcomer contestant that hit me up once before, just about rates, probably like last year sometime. And I quoted a rate of $350 head to toe. And this is me doing your makeup, backstage, she was like, oh my God, you high. And I'm like, bitch, you done like 10, 12 pages, and I've seen who you use. And I know good and damn well, you know what I'm saying? they either there or more than that. So I think people. I think people sometimes don't appreciate the if you know even when even with the designers now, you get your stuff made and designers don't even start asking, who doing you? Oh, BJ doing me. They'll put the zip in any kind of way because, oh, if BJ doing you, he gonna make sure it's right. You come with 10, 12 holes in your garments. If BJ doing you, he gonna make sure they sold up. You know what I'm saying? Because a win for them is a win for me, like Anthony stated earlier. And you know what I'm saying? That outside of the monetary payments, you know, it's the monetary compensation, it's the joy that I get, you know what I'm saying, when I see others happy or when I see others do well, when I see others win and you know and have their moments. But and I think sometimes people don't take that, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes people don't, you know, always appreciate that, and that's why I get, you know, when I say underappreciated. Sometimes you've been done a whole, and not to say that tips are mandatory, but you done a person that worked your ass out 2, 3, 4 days, and you know, blood, sweat, and tears. They don't want $5,000 and won't even tip you to say, well, thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel underappreciated sometimes, Beverly, when it comes to your artistry or even your business that does matter when it comes to you selling different things?
You know what? I really, really don't. I am extremely gracious to the support that I've received from the community. I really, really am. Because during COVID, had it not been for that, like,
Okay.
because making no makeup done, and that was the thing that showed me that I could do it. Was during COVID, like the community kept me afloat selling makeup because they were
Okay.
still doing online shows and stuff like that. And in terms of like when I do have clients, and this is not a shade to anybody, I don't feel underappreciated because I make sure I charge so I don't feel underappreciated. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like seriously.
That's true. That's right.
Somebody told me a while back, if you ever question, you know, working with someone, give them a rate that makes it worth it for you.
Ooh, good advice. Great advice.
Anthony, what about you? Do you ever feel underappreciated? Have you ever felt underappreciated?
Yes, I have. I have. But it's a situation with me. To piggyback off of Beverly, I don't feel unappreciated until the after. I feel appreciated through the whole process because I got my rate. I run a very professional service. I'm not, I'm not into the politics of pageantry, but I'm there to admire the backstage aspect of it. However, I'm not a person to gossip and talk about pageants or who won or who lost. That's not really my thing. However, it's the backflash. So because what people don't know is for me to even like for my clients, I build a relationship with them. I build a communication with them because we have to communicate to get paid. We have to communicate to know where we have to go and what we have to do in the logistics of everything. But my problem is after I have built this communication and this good rapport with you, for you to have negative things to say about me to somebody else and not to me.
Yeah.
That's the most hurtful thing to me because I give you me 100%.
Right.
And for you, I feel like we have a trust thing. For you to have any ill will or anything that was a displeasure from the service that I give you,
Speak
I
up.
wish that you come to me and
Exactly.
tell me and not say it behind my back, and then it gets resurfaced and it gets you on the no client list.
Okay, because no, I don't think any of us are above resolve. Like if there's a disdain,
Hmm.
like speak up. And I've stated that before. I don't
Hmm.
have any malicious intent. To with working with anybody. Life
Hmm.
happens, things happen, but I've always tried to make sure that if life has happened or things has happened, just taking it back, even when I was incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? Those few months I had, a few missed bookings or whatever, but each and every individual that was supposed to work with me, I reached back out to make sure that, payments was returned, deposits was returned, or if they wanted to be transferred, or you know what I'm saying, to correct, to right those wrongs. And you know, and like Anthony said, I'm appreciative of each and every individual that
Hmm.
has considered me to enhance their beauty, to work with me and my talents, to even have given me a chance, because they could have gone another route. But there are, you know, some individuals that you know, give you just like, you know, they're able to give us rates. And I told somebody this week, yeah, I'm gonna start giving contestant rates. I'm gonna start giving people that work with me rates and reviews.
Yeah. Do you, just for general purposes, just to be a little messy, do you all have a no paint list?
Yes, now I do.
Okay. Beverly,
Huh?
do you have a no paint list?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
I
How
do.
does one get on that list? BJ.
I,
Punctuality for me.
Okay.
my
Punctuality.
because just being honest, because I don't work with as many girls as they have, mine comes from observation of other people's experiences.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
I can
So
respect
break.
that though.
So open that up. How do
Hmm.
you say I'm not going to work with her? What? What?
Um,
What?
just paying attention to, you know, whenever there's been an event and a client hasn't paid, treated them badly, didn't deliver on the promises of the contract, things like that. Um,
Oh.
um, or, you know, like Anthony mentioned, you know, you work with someone and then they don't say anything about how they feel the
Mhm.
quality of the service was until after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
All those kinds of things are red flags to me,
Hmm.
because it's like, well, I feel like in a lot of those instances, especially when you don't have a personal relationship with someone, if you did it to them, that you'll do it to me.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll call you about that list after the show. Because I know you sis. But okay, so that's good. Talk to us about hygiene, brushes, cleanliness, your area. How important is that for you?
Can I go first?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
So for me, it's an experience. I take pride in um, cleanliness. I take pride in my setup. I take pride in the quality of my products. I take pride in the application. I take pride in myself, because you have to be presentable, and it's a personal space that I'm in, you know. So I'm a one smell nice. I want my clients to smell nice, and anybody. This is PSA. Anyone who's at a pageant and who sees me, I'm gonna always have mint, candy, and I'm always gonna have something that's gonna smell good for either female or male. So if you struggle in those areas or you're not sure of those areas, you can always come to me privately and just grab a mint because I'm always have them. That's just for everybody. But for me, I just take pride in packing and organizing my stuff and getting on flights and getting there and set up. And my setup is going to be consistent because I travel with the same things that I set up all around. So I create a
Too
station for
light.
me to feel comfortable. Yeah, I love for my station to look consistent, comfortable, clean, organized, and it's easier for me just to pack and go.
Okay.
So cleanliness is always closer to
BJ,
God.
what's your take on that?
My take on it is I didn't take as much pride in it back then, and especially like at home, because you know the people in which I was working with and things were pretty much friends, family, children, you know. So you know it's like y'all wasn't paying for no, you know, y'all was on family discounts and family rates, you know what I'm saying. What so back then, but as of now, and I think I mentioned this, I'm working so hard on cleanliness, keeping my station clean. A lot of times, the pages move so fast. Or me doing two and three people, you know, things do get discombobulated. But I've learned now to take a break, to put things back as I go, to not carry as much. You know, people like, oh, you always go. Even now, when me putting on clothes backstage, a lot of people don't realize. They're like, oh, I sweat. So well, I sweat in my head a lot, but and then with me sweating in my head or what have you, a lot. That's why a lot of people always say, "Oh, you gonna have on your gym shorts?" See, I got 100 pair of black gym shorts and 100 athletic shirts because if I wear a regular cotton t-shirt and I sweat, you gonna see all, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be visible,
Mhm.
especially with the shirt being wet. And a lot of people don't know that the athletic wear catches a lot of their sweat or if I'm sweating. So that's why I'm really a lot of the times always in athletic wear. I'm always on my hands and knees working. I'm not going to buy no forces or no new joints to get them covered up in makeup and you know what I'm saying, all my clothes that I've invested in, you know what I'm saying, to be covered up in makeup. No, so that's what. But I've learned now to to put on clothing, you know what I'm saying, or to do my work first and then put on clothing afterwards or what have you. I've learned now to have a different setup, to have new sponges, to obtain new brushes and clean my brushes. And my brushes for
Yeah.
me, no, I don't.
Okay.
But for others, yeah.
Go ahead, Beverly. Your take on that?
I think, cleaning and presentation is very important to the client, and to your brand as an artist, as a professional.
That's why I'm working
So
on it so hard.
I want to make sure that, my setup is always up to standard.
Okay. Um, Anthony, you mentioned not too long ago you don't like to get into politics of who won, who should have won, da 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 da.
Hmm.
That's just not you.
That's
However,
true.
we understand, and you've said it, and I know this personally. You're very invested in your contestant.
Hmm.
Whether that is you are talking with him or her prior to the pageant, whether you're staying with them at the Airbnbs or in the hotels, and most
Hmm.
definitely when you're backstage, because what a lot of people do not know is Anthony can do you fully backstage from
Yes,
head
he
to toe.
can. Hair, so and
The
everything.
the rate is higher, but he can do you backstage. Um,
Hmm.
but to you, how does it feel when you know that your contestant has put her or his all into everything? You know that they were technically the winner and they have not won. What does
Hmm.
that do to you as the makeup artist? Or they weren't crowned, we'll say that.
Okay, so that's a great question. And I do want to say this. The reason why I feel like sometimes I excel a little bit more in this pageantry scene is that I have professionalism, because my thing is that I came and I did what I was supposed to have done.
We just talked about that.
Um, I came, I showed up, did my job effectively for all categories that we have already talked about. Honestly, and I tell people this too. When you go out there, I'm going out there too.
Yep, I
Like,
agree.
I go out there in a peak just to see what the reaction is. Everybody's looking at gowns, they're looking at the reactions of different things. With y'all, I'm looking at my makeup to make sure it looks nice on stage. And I'm taking pictures or I'm making my little videos for my Makeup Monday reels. But I'm doing it for me. And if the crown is on the head afterwards, great. But I'm still rooting and happy for me because I showed up and I showed out.
Okay.
So I want my contestant to win because it's going to make them happy, but I have already won because I have showed up and produced the work.
Okay.
Yep.
Beverly, Beverly, you are someone that actually does the art. You do shows. You claim you're gonna do a pageant here and there. We ain't seen it yet. So, how do you navigate that? You are known for this businesswoman. You're known for being backstage and doing the girls, but you also want to be eventually you want to compete. How do you navigate all three of those things?
I have competed in the past. I've won pageants in the past, so it's not an eventual. It's a return to if I choose that. Uh,
Girl, but
right
go
now I'm
ahead.
getting my degrees over crowns. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
I love it. Go
no,
ahead.
but no, that's why I say, inherently, I'm really just an artist. I like all the things. I love performing. Um, I love doing makeup. I like doing pictures. I love being a creative director. I love all the things. Um, a lot of people don't know that I actually have designed clothes before, but
Mm-hmm.
I like anything and all things artistic, especially when it comes to beauty and how that's presented or how it's developed. And so for me, it's just one of the things I love about drag for me personally is that it allows me to dip my hand in everything:
Mm-hmm.
the makeup, the clothes, the interpretation of the performance. Like, I love that entire process. Um, and I think that that's one of the reasons why it's so hard to, not that I necessarily want to let go, but there have been times when I was like, oh, I'm gonna stop doing this, but I don't think I'll ever be able to pull myself away from the entertainment industry just because there's just so much about it that I feel
That you
attracted
love.
to.
Right.
So
And when
being
she says she designs guys, she's true because Miss Black Universe Grand's gown was designed by Beverly Iman, the one she wore last year. The I call it the water gown. So Katrina's gown. Yeah.
but my experience as an entertainer informs my choices because you understand the functionality of certain things. You
Mm-hmm.
understand that, your hair needs to fall a certain way. You understand that, if you're going to be doing high energy songs, your makeup needs to be able to resist perspiration. Or if you need to do makeup changes and, that affects how you do your base and this and that other thing, or the colors that you may choose to use to evolve your look for the night.
Mm-hmm.
All of those kinds of things inform my artistry. So, yeah.
BJ, let's just talk about it. Let's be honest. You have a reputation in the past for getting lost, maybe not showing up, maybe not being full transparent on whatever end. And honestly, a lot of times it may not have necessarily been on you. We don't talk about, or you don't always talk about, sometimes it could be the client. How have you moved forward in that when you are known or you are somebody maybe trying to pin, I couldn't find him, he was in the bathroom, or he didn't come, he didn't show up, I paid him, he never paid me back, all of those things that have been put out there about you in the past? How have you moved on now to date with all of that? Just briefly talk about that for us.
Right. Now I will say the can't find him that anyway, I'm completely transparent about who I am and what I do. I don't have to go into the bathroom to hide. I don't have to go into the bathroom to do it. If you know me, I'm completely honest. Oh, girl, give me a second. XYZ. It relates to not paying and or showing up. If there's been an unfortunate situation as to where I couldn't be there, I've spoken to the contestant. I've rendered a refund and or asked, if they want to transfer it to somewhere, what would they like to do about it? I've not only that, after rendering the refund, if used again, I've discounted. Um, it don't bother me because as an individual, I've learned to keep a nasty receipt.
Okay.
I communicate about everything. So when a person say that he did, that's why it don't go anywhere. That's why people, because I have a track record of being there. I have a track record. A lot of times people don't be honest, or oh, he didn't make it, but you didn't never send the money for me to get there as you stated that you would, or I've driven my own car or had the house myself because you stated that you was on a budget, but I don't talk about you not having your funds. Or I've gotten to an event, you say, oh, I know I owe you 350. Can I give you two because XYZ? See, I don't talk about those things. And I try to be nice because I used to, I back then I would. I've grown so much. I'm in a very different space. I know for sure that I have a brand and I know that I'm talented. So
Right.
Those things I've truly learned from there, which is how individuals now get on a block list. Once you lie on me, once you told false or presented a false narrative to make yourself look good, or to take some of the heat off you for you not presenting or showing up the way in which you should, then I'm going to tell the truth.
Mhm.
I don't have to be nasty about it. And then I'm going to restrict your messages so that you won't be able to contact me.
Gotcha. Anthony, what is
Hold
a
on. And before
drug?
you go anywhere, let me just add, those individuals that have said those things, probably 9 of 10 of them have circled back.
I mean, everybody want to be shot. Let's be clear. Anthony, what's a
Hmm.
drag makeup trend that you just cannot stand right now?
Good question. Drag
Aren't
trend.
they all?
Makeup? Is it makeup wise or like overall?
What other direction were you
Oh,
going?
yeah, drag makeup trend. I think that's what you
What's a
said.
drag makeup trend that you
Makeup
don't?
trend. Oh, I thought you said like a drag trend. Drag makeup trend. Um, they put. I feel like some artists put too much product underneath their eyes.
Under the eyes?
Um, they put too much product underneath their eyes, and it has like sometimes a crack, a really
Uh,
dry spot. Should be
Loose
really, really
powder.
dry, loose powder. It's just too much powder
That's why I
that
don't.
is under, and it
Don't
just
do it.
cakes up, and it
Yeah.
looks kind of like textured
okay. All right.
underneath the eyes. That's
Beverly, same question.
Um, it's not really a trend. It's just it's something that has kind of moved through, because it's just part of um, it's part of the application process for some. I hate a hard nose contour. It bothers
Yeah,
me.
I agree. I don't reduce it. Mine is
I hate
What
a
about
hard nose.
okay? What about you, BJ? What's something that you don't like that's in the makeup trend for drag right now?
excessive bronzer. I can't. I can't stand it. I can't.
Is that the look when they look wet that you don't like?
It is not even. It's wet and like a copper penny. I can't stand it.
So you talking about like highlighter, not bronzer.
Well, yeah,
Like highlighter.
highlighter and bronzer. I mean, here. I mean,
Just
excessive.
frosty.
I
I do now. Somebody that I love to see Kamaya cheeks and how
Hmm.
she have that strawberry frost on,
Hmm.
but like that excessive gold bronzer is it just
um
I get
a,
it.
a makeup artist that has painted me a couple of times before hates when he does our makeup and we go back in with the black spray around the hairline. What did you all take on that?
you can utilize a really dark. First of all, black spray, the gold can black spray is with the black top is out of here for me.
Okay.
I like the I think it's called the but it's the silver and black can that Rashad uses, the tint spray, or the sky blue can with
Mhm,
like the hair follicle tint or something that's soft.
mhm.
Um, or you can utilize you can use a really dark shadow, a
Mhm.
really dark black shadow. I can contour with black shadow, and you won't need any black spray. And also, I'm just giving people a tip while we're here. Stop doing this. People put their wig on and then spray the black spray. If you put your wig on in this here, and then you spray your black, it ain't gonna do nothing but close your forehead in this big.
Mhm.
Before you put your hair on, if you're going to utilize tint black spray, spray it when you have your snatch on. When you got your snatch on, spray it there. That way, once you place your hair on top of it, it roots it from the bottom to look more realistic. Versus you putting hair on and then spraying it right here and it bring your forehead down all the way right there. Then
Oh.
once you take the wig off, you see that big old separation right there. Stop doing that.
Anthony, do you find when you are doing someone's makeup, but they have a hair stylist and they do that, do you find that your makeup has now been tampered with?
Yes.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad that I have a good rapport with so many hairstylists and sometimes even with me. I would rather do the spray because I know how to spray and blend it.
There you go.
So even if they do it, makeup is not hard for me. So I just look at it and just like, okay, well, we can just fix it. I
Right.
mean,
Okay.
it's makeup. We can just fix it.
Definitely not hard. I agree.
Yeah.
It's not hard to
Before
fix.
I ask you, Beverly, I want to give a shout out to another makeup artist that has joined the chat, to the artist Gino. Shouts out to Gino, who is
All right. Shout out
always
to
on
Tito.
someone's set and always doing someone's makeup. We love you over here, and we'll be talking to
Mhm.
you
My
soon.
friend. I love
Um,
you, Gino.
Beverly, how was your take on black spray?
I don't mind black spray. I just think you have to be judicious.
Mhm.
Just
Oh,
like
Yeah.
just any other makeup product, it's all about the application.
Yep. Absolutely. You got to know how to
okay.
use it.
Talk to us about how important the skin is before makeup is applied to it. Beverly, go.
Um, this is just honesty. You have to work with what you have.
Mhm.
And as an artist, then your job is to be able to analyze that and
Yep.
make the corrections that you need to make so that that canvas can be as optimal as you can make it.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Anthony, how important is the structure of one space to what you're trying to create? Can you create anything, or do you just happen to need that person to be almost there for you?
So no. For me, structure doesn't really matter because you can erase it and create your own.
Yep.
And even with people who are extremely structured, you have to know a skill to make them look even more softer than their structured look is. It just, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, artistry is kind of like, for my artistry, even to piggyback with skin, if the skin is bad, you have to know how to style step your client to know exactly how to improve areas. And it also goes back to your conversations. My conversations building up to my clients, I can kind of know what they like until I sit down and we have like a, where are you wanting to go? Like, do you want to go more
Mm-hmm.
soft or do you want to go more beast? Like, beast mode to me is full on competition, contour,
Big.
and so for me, like the softer is like we're gonna take some of that stuff away, but make you just polished and pretty.
Mhm,
So it's just style stepping with your client, whoever it is, to figure out what you need. Structure, I can create structure.
mhm. BJ, talk about skin. How's important it for you when you're doing a client?
Um, I agree with Bev. You got to work with what you have. I've learned myself. I've worked with the best skin, and I've worked with the worst skin. I myself don't have flawless skin, but my skin isn't, difficult to work with myself either. I've learned, sometimes it takes a little bit more coverage as relates to base and powder. And then sometimes you don't have to use as much. But I think it starts with the foundation. I think skin starts with the foundation that you utilize. For me, like when a lot of people utilize alcohol to try to dry their skin out, I ask individuals not to do that because it doesn't work well for me. Because underneath the surface, when your skin is really, really dried out, going back to what Anthony said, where it can crack and break, and I don't even utilize loose powders like that until the very, very end. But if you try to dry your skin out prior to coming to me, even pressed powders, you know what I'm saying, sometimes won't sit well because your skin has to have some type of, uh oils within it, or even too oily skin that's too oily that you ain't washing your face properly and you keeping on makeup. Skin that's too oily, makeup sometimes tend not to sit well. So
Mhm. Okay.
once you, as long as you have a fresh wash face, I have utilized the primers or the serums that I know that are effective for me to make sure that what I apply onto you is effective and it comes off well. It's smooth and it's blended properly and things like that. Because like I said, I've worked with the best skin and I've worked with the worst.
Have you all ever been in a situation where you're doing someone's makeup and you say, "Ooh, this is not coming out how it's supposed to come out. What do you then do?
I keep going until I get it to where I want it to be. I keep going. I keep if I'm working with someone, and you know everybody, and a lot of people don't. Everybody can be painted with their eyes closed. What matters to me is what you look like when they're open.
Okay.
Your crease can be laid. Everything can be you can look amazing with your eyes closed. Open them. Once you open them, I get the visual picture. And a lot of times people don't need with me. I take before the contest starts. It's like especially once I'm done. If I have time before the contest start, I take you onto the stage to see what you look like up there, so I can know. Because like Southwest Art Center, I've mastered those lights because they don't read well, or certain venues, the lights can be different. So you have to also paint for the light in which your contestant is performing within, so that it can read well as well. So yeah, but I keep going. If it's not looking good, I'm gonna keep going until once I'm satisfied, I know you'll be satisfied.
Beverly, it's not coming out right. Ooh, what you doing?
Same thing. You just work it out. Even if you have to take a step back and see where you need to pivot, you just work it out. Unless you're just in a position to where you don't have the time to work it out, and you just make up in your mind, I'm going to fix it when they come back or whatever. But you just keep going until you work it out.
And
Great question. For me, yeah, it definitely gonna work it out. That's our thing. Like we all have the skill set to make sure we can reign supreme with whoever we're doing. However, it's things that you set up in place before that happens. For me, I'm analyzing, I'm getting to know my client, I'm looking at her photos or his photos, I'm looking at every profile, even if it's a pageant and their pageant is next month and they see me at a different pageant. I'm looking at them in their face, I'm looking at everything that I'm going to do and envision what I'm going to do. And with my skill, I kind of already create the look that I want. And then I just do like I fill in the lines, and then it happens. And the reason why I say you have to make sure everything is taken care of and set up, people can talk about me what they want to, but I'm gonna paint early and I'm gonna start early for that
So you have
reason.
enough time.
Because if I don't like it, I still have enough time
to improve
to
it.
draft to improve it. I could start all the way over if I wanted to, because I have allowed it the time and that time gap for us not to have that that mishap. And then also communication with a mirror. I always have a mirror for whoever I'm doing. They can see what I'm doing, for we can both be on the same. And then after I'm done, I want them to look in the mirror and say that they like it, because if they don't, I have to find a way to make you like it.
And I want to give a shout out to my Papa Trent, the surgeon. That's who taught me what Anthony just stated, to speak with the client prior to leading up to the event. Look at their pictures, look at their angles, look at what colors works for them. Because I learned you can't put your face on everybody. You can't put your colors as relates to contour and shadows and things. You can't put that on everybody. So I've learned that. My papa would say, well, look at them, look at their pictures, see what colors work for them, what colors you think that they look best at. Ask them for what's one of their favorite pictures of themselves, as to where they was painted and they, was in their element. And then from there, you don't create the same face, but those colors and things like that, where they felt best, and then you can utilize, that as a draft, to get you to where you want to be for your vision, and to make them feel at their best. So I definitely learned that. My papa Trent taught me that.
Shouts out to Yesha. She's on the line, another makeup artist down in
Hey,
New Orleans.
Granny. Shouts out to Bubbles.
Is it a myth? Just a simple yes or no. Is it a myth? Do you find it to be a myth, or do you find this to be true that it's easier to paint a girl opposed to a boy when it comes to drag? Beverly, yes or no?
Myth.
Okay. Anthony?
Myth.
BJ?
Myth.
Okay. All right. So that goes. Some of you girls is not as easy as it will be to the boy. All I want to have some fun. We almost 2 hours in, so I know it's almost time to wrap up. But we want to have some fun, and you have to answer the question. Some of these questions are going to cause you to name some names, and so just play along with the game. The first question is: if you could paint anyone when it comes to drag, who would she be? Beverly, go.
Ooh,
And if there's more than one, up to three, you can name three, up to three. But if you have the opportunity to paint anyone in drag, who would he or she be? You can do a boy as well.
I would love to paint Stasha. I would love to paint Chevelle. And I would love to paint Giselle.
Which one?
Barbie. Both of them.
BJ. Barbie. BJ, who are your three that you've not painted before that you would love to paint?
Naisha, Mocha Montrese, and Coco Van Cartier.
That's a good list. And who are three that you have not painted that you would love to have the opportunity to paint?
Good question. I would say one would be Tarlin Fox. Another one will be Amelia Black. And another person is actually Mariah the Goat.
Okay.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah, Mariah the Goat.
Who is the one person that you absolutely love to paint? Of course, you can't choose me because I'm the host. I know all three of you love to do me. But who is the one person that you just love to do her makeup? No matter how many times he or she may ask you what it's for, she's my go-to girl. BJ, who is yours?
Barbie St. Clair Dupree.
Beverly, who is yours?
Justine Martin.
And, oh, well, we know who this one is.
Okay, I want you to guess. Who is it?
It could be a couple of people, but I think it's going to round off in the, because it can't be me, clearly, but it's going to round off in the Jada, Katrina, Nicole, Raquel era.
Okay. Well, you did name one of the names. Mine would actually be my mother, Nicole Love Dupree.
Okay.
Shout out to Nicole.
This question is what we ask our entertainers about their entertainment drag Mount Rushmore. So I want to ask you that. When it comes to the drag makeup that you see, who always has it on? Give me four that you would put on your Mount Rushmore. Beverly, we'll start with you.
Well, I think, I'm not gonna assume, but I'm sure we can all agree Tanisha Cassidy. Okay. Was one.
So this is who you would have on your Mount Rushmore.
Mirage always has it on. I know that she's technically a drag race girl, but she's not one of the more popular drag race girls. India Farrell, my God, today. I love looking at her makeup. And her paint is softer, but I always appreciate it. Her real name is Aubrey. I can't think of her stage name.
Melanie Morrow.
Yeah, Melanie. I love Melanie's makeup.
Okay. BJ, who would you put on your Mount Rushmore of makeup?
Mount Rushmore is what, 4 or 5? How many is it?
4.
4. That I always have it on that I love to see. Sequoia Dickinson, Angeria Paris, Ben Michaels, Vita Von Star, and Mirage Sinclair.
Okay. And
Great
Emmy?
question. Mine will be she's RuPaul's Drag Race. She's RuPaul's makeup artist, and she was on
Raven.
Drag Race as well.
Raven.
Raven is 1. Chanel from RuPaul Drag Race as well
Yes.
is 2. 3, Tanisha Iman. T.I. Shout out to
T.I.
T.I.
You
He's
got
gonna
to give
always have it
me a fifth
on.
around Mount Rushmore.
And last would be it's my auntie. She's a former Miss Continental Universe. She's really light skinned. What is her name? She's light skinned, big hair. I forgot who queen she was.
Victoria LePage?
Thank you. Yeah. And I feel like her makeup is always on and consistent.
Okay.
Wait,
so
one second. Can I have 2 honorable mentions?
Who?
Tanisha Iman and Lindsay Page. Have to.
Those are
Lindsay
worthy.
Page is always.
Those are
Have
worthy.
to. Have to.
Let's flip the question. Because you
Mhm.
all are veteran and iconic in the makeup industry, who is one artist that you see up and coming that's backstage doing makeup, whether it's themselves or other people, that you say that person is going to go far? Anthony, who would you dedicate that role to?
I have 3 people. My first would be Mariah the Goat.
Yep.
Mariah the Goat is a very talented person. And the transformation is amazing. And the artistry is there. My daughters, Diamond and Zamora. And the reason why is because as my child and as my children, especially daughters, we're going to bounce off and challenge each other, artistry wise. And I see the effort that they put into themselves. But I would love to see them put that same effort into everyone that they paint as well.
I be wanting Diamond to slow down because I be like, girl, I be trying to catch it and be trying to look.
She go real fast, but it's like one of those things that once she slow down, it's gonna be different. But I love that she plays with color and changes her eye shape, and she's not afraid to change up her look.
She
But
did a
that's one
smoke
of
the
the
other
things.
night. She did a
You see
smoke
what
the
I'm
other night.
saying? And then I feel like that smoke came
Oh,
from pictures. Like I sent in a group because every time we do makeup, we send each other pictures in our family chat. And I just did somebody with a dark lip and a smoky eye, and I love that she looks at something and challenges herself, and she does it. But those 3 girls are definitely up and coming.
BJ,
They
who are 3 for
represent
you? If you could
backstage.
name 3, who would your 3 be, BJ?
My 3 backstage, Mariah the Goat being one of them. One is a male actually.
Hmm.
Mr. Sweetheart Newcomer. Amar Davenport is absolutely incredible backstage. He can sew. He can. He top tier backstage. And the third one for me, backstage is Tania of a Ton Times Addiction. Hair, makeup, sewing, dressing. She especially she's a product of myself. I mean, I trust to send her anywhere. So yeah, they were Mariah to go, Amar Davenport, and Tania for Sometimes Addiction.
Okay, and
On 3 of my
Beverly,
on 3
who would
backstages.
your 3 makeup artists be, Beverly?
Tokyo, DeMarcus.
Oh, definitely the Marcus. He already arrived though.
But I feel like he's already
He already
there.
arrived. I couldn't say him.
I can't say that. I just I feel like he's already there.
Well,
Tokyo
this is
too.
her 3.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry.
One more. Ooh.
See, all the people that I can think of are people. Everybody that I don't, because I don't know a lot of these new children's name, and that's horrible to say, but this is true. Because everybody else that I'm thinking of is like not new, so to speak.
They don't have to be necessarily new, but just she's going to be around for a while.
Somebody named earlier Vita.
Okay, Vita. Gotcha. Let's talk about your legacies when you are gone when it comes to your makeup, or when you decide to retire, when you decide that this is no longer something for you. What do you want to be mostly known for, BJ?
Well, before I go there, I want to go back. Josh Bowe too. If he continue and wants to continue as an incredible makeup artist, that if he wants to stay backstage and thrive, he can. But something I
He
want
did me
to
for
know.
Duval.
Yeah, Josh, good as fuck. My legacy, that when I'm no longer here, is that if I was, I want to leave. If I was for you, then I was for you,
Okay.
no matter what it was. If I was team you, I was team you, and I was damn good at what I was doing while being team you.
Okay. Anthony, what would you want your legacy to be when it comes to your artistry and your craft?
I want my legacy to be the standard that I set for myself from learning from others. Professionalism, consistency, um, and my work ethic. I show up for people when I'm not fully there for myself most times. And I learned how to hide that because it's not anyone's business, because I'm creating a personal environment and I don't want my distraction to be your distraction during your time, you know. So consistency and professionalism and trend. I want to be the makeup artist to start different trends and do different things that push the limits of makeup. I mean, now makeup is evolving and changing. I mean, we have to change it up a little bit. So I
And I
want to
think we
also be
both
known
have.
for changing it.
I think we have. I mean, I guess our brands. I think we all have. You know, the soft girl era, the era of the AK, the era of Beverly Iman. You know, I think those are things that the industry
I
didn't have.
agree.
Huh?
I agree. I definitely
I
agree.
think those are things that the industry didn't have. Just with what he said, I wanted two things that I definitely. I want with my legacy. I want them to know that. Well, I want it to be left that I was passionate about my talent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Most of all, I was extreme. Sometimes it was a little bit too passionate, but I've always been
Mm-hmm.
extremely passionate about my talent. And yeah, but yeah, I think Anthony, I think we have. I'm sorry, Bill, but I think all three of us have brought something to this industry that it did not have.
And Beverly, what would your legacy be? What would you like it to be when you're gone? When it comes to
Um,
your craft and your business as Queen Bee Beauty?
Creativity and sincerity.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Okay. So we've been on almost 2.5 hours. So I want to ask this. Booking. Are you all taking new commissions and new clients? Are you all able to do more than one person backstage if need be? Are you an exclusive makeup artist if the price is right?
Mm-hmm.
How does that work? And I want to start with you, Beverly. How does it work when it comes to wanting to get Beverly Iman to do my makeup, whether it's for the walk, the show, or a pageant?
You book, contact me, tell me your date. Um, I'll let you know the price for whatever it is you're doing. Send your deposit. Um, and it's really that simple. Um, in terms of exclusivity, um, I'm only going to do, but some
I think her phone died. BJ, what's yours?
For me, I am available. I am taking books. However, I am now being really cautious about who I allow in my space. Although in my space, I'm not against working with anyone. I can do multiple people. I've done multiple people, and with multiple divisions, provided them the same. Like I said, Darren, Nisha, Jasmine, as well. Provided them all the same energy and effort to make sure that they were top tier and was priority. And there is an exclusive fee. I mean, if you reach out to me and I say this humbly, how dare you reach out to someone and you want them to be exclusive and you offer them or offer them a budget for you that you would like for them to adhere to, but don't want them to be available to for other monetary compensation elsewhere when this is their livelihood.
Mhm.
If you're looking to have me exclusive, to not touch anybody, to not do anything, then there's a fee for it. Then there's a fee for that. And with it being a fee for that, I'm going to expect for you to cover that fee. Exclusivity you have to pay for.
Right, I
And
agree.
with you having to pay for exclusivity, if you're not willing to, then my bills don't stop because you want me to be exclusive. So I'm going to utilize my time wisely to assist others or someone else that may need me as it relates to makeup, but I'm still going to provide you the experience in which you paid for. Neither of you will be neglected.
Okay.
And
And Anthony,
also, when
oh,
you
go
reach
ahead.
out to me, make sure that it's disrespectful to reach out to someone, ask them about booking you, want to talk about your ideas and show them your garments, and you haven't paid a deposit or sent a deposit. Telling someone that I'm doing you for a contest and you haven't sent a deposit is diabolical. Don't do that. Oh, I got BJ because you're hindering me from working with someone else because, oh, I was going to reach out to him. I didn't know that you already had him, knowing that you haven't, and then you fall through and don't compete or something happened. No, don't know. So, yeah, when you reach out to me, just like you have your ideas ready, have your funds ready.
Okay. And what's your take on that? Booking you more than one client, exclusive. How does that work for you?
Okay, perfect. Yes, I can answer that. So, to get in touch with me, I mean, it's all social media platform. My first and last name is Anthony Wiley. And you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. So you can message me, or if you see me in person, I'm very approachable, and we can talk about things that you would like to dish out. But the only thing that I want you to be is very serious about that.
Hmm.
That's something that you would like to do.
Don't waste my time.
And the reason why I want it to be serious, and the reason I know it's serious if you pay your deposit, but that deposit secures your spot. Um, Doing multiple people doesn't really bother me, but I can do up to two people for a competition. And I'm comfortable to do two people because I do set out times for touch ups for all my contestants and clients.
And be
So we will all
respectful
be on the
of that.
same we're on the same page, and I'm very respectful for both contestants because you're not going to run into each other because I'm creating a safe service. But I do not do two miss. Like if it's a miss category, I'm not doing two of the same categories. It has to be like a miss and a plus, or a miss and a mister, or a mister and a plus. But I would not do the same division. That's
Okay.
just not. I will be doing it coming up soon, but the reason why is because it's an attachment to me, and I both want to see these ladies. I have a different vision of what I would like for them to look like and excel because, like I said, I'm putting myself on stage, so I have a look that I would like to curate for that client. So exclusive is very easy. We'll talk about that in detail. I handle everything through text, and then conversation. Even if we have a conversation or verbal about it, I still text it, but we can
Texting.
have
There
it
you
in
go.
record.
Keep a receipt.
Okay. Um, what happens in the light that one of your regular girls is in a competition and someone
Hmm.
has booked you prior? Now, this is a regular girl that you all have worked with for years. She's
Hmm.
only used you exclusively. And
Hmm.
now another person has came in and booked you first. Do you still book your other girl as well? Or I'm sorry, I have to use who came to me first?
I'm
For
go
for
ahead.
me, for me, loyalty lies heavy with me. Loyalty, we're in it together. And if it's somebody who booked me after a booking, what happened for me is it's going to be communication. So I'm going to give them both an ultimatum. Do you mind me doing the same person? That's for one. Or you mind me doing another contestant? That's for one. And if it's a yes, and it was just like, okay, so if okay, so if the person booked me, I'm getting lost. So if the person booked me,
So
eh,
let's just
I
say this.
would I would go with the person I'm loyal to, and I can offer the other person a referral. And
Okay.
for me, my referrals is different. I'm not just going to tell you to book with this person. I personally reach out to that person. So if it's like somebody wants to get painted, I will reach out to BJ. I'll reach out to Beverly. Hey, I got this client for a contest. I'm not able to do it. I want to make sure you can do it first. And then if it's a yes on their end, I'm already going to secure them a spot. Hey, I'm not available. However, Beverly can take you. Or if you're comfortable with Beverly or if you're comfortable with BJ, they're available for you. I don't want to leave no one hanging, but I will go with the person I'm loyal to for
So in
sure.
other words, girls, don't book him if I'm doing the pageant. BJ, what's your take on that? What's
Um,
your
Loyalty is big for me. However, with loyalty being big for me, I encourage everyone to understand that also with loyalty, this is also another area of my livelihood. And with it being my livelihood, if you knew that there was a contest as loyal as you are to me and I am to you, you're aware that there's contests that you are planning to do, and knowing how in demand I am, I would hope that you at least put your bid in to say, well, hey, XYZ, and I give an example. I'm extremely loyal with or loyalty for me now, Dominique Demois or Chanel Nicole or Dominique Chappelle. They if some on their mind, even if it crossed their mind, they're going to reach out and to say, well, hey, that way it could be a year in advance. Chanel Nicole did reach out to me in regards to something a year in advance. Dominique reached out to something in regards to me a year in advance. Hey, this is on your radar. You know that you're Geisha. When Geisha before Geisha even qualified for Continental, I said, well, I said, granted, if you're going back to Continental, do you plan to utilize me? I just want to know because others had reached out, ahead of time. She said, well, who the hell else am I using? That's not a question you should, even ask. So with things like that, I'm at a first come, first serve basis. But because others deserve the opportunity to work with me as well. But when it comes to my loyal individuals, I do whatever I can to help you to make sure that you're good, even if it's make sure it's makeup and someone else dress you, but also at least have enough respect for me, considering the fact that this is my livelihood, to reach out in advance to say, well, hey, I know this is coming up. I know this will be this, but make sure you know that I'm considering and you're going. That way, when an individual reach out to me, I can already inform them what I have.
Beverly, the question was, I don't know if you heard it, is about your loyal clients and someone outside books you before that client does. Do you counsel? Do you go with who booked first? How do you navigate that? What would be your take on that as an artist
Um,
and a
these hoes ain't loyal. First come, first serve.
bit? Wait, girl, girl,
Uh,
what?
no, no. Depending on the client, then definitely there are some people who will get preferential treatment. Um, but and however, it's the same with like BJ said, if someone that knows that they may receive preferential treatment from me is going to do a contest, I would appreciate them letting me know so that I can plan accordingly, just in case someone else has reached out, so that I can balance my book.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly. Because I mean, if you know that you're going to work with me, even if you, where I'm doing X, Y, Z, because you're loyal and I end that relationship. But for some with the preferential treatment, that's your deposit, bitch. I'm doing. So in my mind, I'm already booked. You get what I'm saying? You told me I'm already booked. Yes, you're seeing your monetary fees, but because we have a different relationship. If Barbie texts me and say, well, I'm doing, and then somebody hit me up, oh, well, I got somebody. Because she's been loyal for 10 years. I know she's using me if she's competing.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
before I ask the last question, which is going to be a different one from the typical, is there anything else as makeup artists, as entertainers that some of you are, as business people that you want to speak on that we may not have touched on? I want to give you the opportunity to do that. Anthony, let's start with you. Is there anything that you want to clear up, misconceptions you want to say, you want to point out as someone that is a professional makeup artist?
Sure. So, as a professional makeup artist in this arena, when I say this arena, I'm talking about like pageantry.
Mhm.
Um, like advice on artists that's coming up, or
No, no, just anything that we may not have talked about. I tried to hit everything, but anything that you may want to just say, like just anything that you may we didn't cover that you may
oh,
have wanted to
okay,
speak on.
y'all keep y'all hands to yourself backstage. Limit asking for products while an artist is in the midst of doing makeup, because when we're in our creative space and we're letting people lend things and we forget, we never get those
Don't
things
get that.
back. So always limit, like even when we're doing makeup and we're serious in our craft, is not the time to come to the contestant and have a full 30-minute
Conversation. Be
conversation.
respectful.
Contestants, please, when we're doing your makeup, the phone is great.
Oh my
Woo!
God, I knew
But
he was going to say that.
I
but
can't. I agree.
for me, I feel a little disrespected because you're lessening the experience that I'm giving you. My experience is that we're talking, we're vibing, we're having a good time. And if you're on your phone, I'm like,
I
where's the
hold your
disconnect?
head
What am
straight.
I
I
doing?
doing other
What
stuff.
am I doing wrong? Let's get your phone and we're gonna get in the groove. The last thing that I would say for clients is make sure that you are equipped, like your hygiene is equipped. Make sure, even if you don't have mints, like I said before, I will always have them. So if you're not sure, just ask. And don't ever be afraid to look in the mirror while you're getting your makeup done and help whoever's doing your makeup assist you sometimes. If it's not going the way that you want to go, don't get to the end and be like, I don't like it.
Yeah. Y'all,
You
that
have
phone
those
thing
things.
was a shot to me. So don't.
No, it's to everybody.
It was a
It's
shot to you from
Jada,
Duval, who kept saying, I'm
Jada
gonna take
too.
that phone, I'm gonna take your phone, I'm gonna take your phone. I'm gonna just stop until
Jada
you get
too.
off the
I
They
put
phone.
Jada phone in my
they
pocket.
should
A
make
lot
you
of,
take
a lot
it
of
out,
like,
baby.
Go ahead, BJ. What is anything that you might want to, any briefly, because you know you're a little long winded, anything
Yeah.
briefly that you want to speak on?
My advice is be who you want me to be.
Okay.
Be who you want me to be. Understand that it's balance before base,
Mhm.
because a lot of y'all gets carried away. Wanna no, I'm not playing it. I'm not doing that. And also when you book me for services, especially if you're an entertainer, and you're known to, to if you do yourself or whatever, get yourself ready. Of course, booking me for a service, you want to be pampered, whatever, and I agree, and I'm going to pamper you. But please stop. Some of these people act so helpless. They can't put it. They won't put on an earring. They won't put on. Won't get the. Some people act like it be their first pageant. Help me, help
Mhm.
you.
Mm. Help me help you.
Yeah.
Beverly.
I don't really have anything that I feel like I need to add to the conversation.
Okay.
I do. Tip your people too.
Oh, tip your people. So, thank you all for this 2 hour and 40-minute conversation. Y'all have been at it to the longest, but I knew that it was going to happen because of the three of you. It was a great enlightening. We learned a lot about you when it comes to your artistry and some things about you
Mhm.
personally. And so I'm glad that we were able to get the three of you on and do this, and it be such a great addition to our legacy as far as this platform. Typically, the last question is to give a nugget of advice to the audience. They can take the rest of the week. But I want to do something different because a lot of
Mhm.
people feel like artists, backstagers, designers, contestants, or whoever can't get together and come together as one. And we
Mhm.
can't give flowers when flowers are due, and we can't say we like this person. So I want to go around the square and I want everyone to say something about the next makeup artist that you like, that you adore, that you appreciate. And I'll start with you, Beverly. If you can talk about Anthony and BJ, BJ, you talk about Anthony and Beverly, and vice versa to you, Anthony, with BJ and Beverly. Go ahead. And that will be the last question for you all, or the last comment, rather.
One of the things, well, some of the things, not one of the things. Some of the things I love about Anthony is that he is always so respectful. He is always so professional and approachable,
Mhm.
and he's always eager to learn.
Mhm.
He's always eager to try do different things and explore and push boundaries to do things that he's never seen done before, specifically in, this particular venue. I think there are a lot of editorial trends that people are afraid to try in in the drag or pageant circuit, and I applaud Anthony for really pushing himself outside of the normal aesthetic to do and try different things. That's one of the things I've always appreciated about his work with, especially like with his dolls. Like he always wants to give them a different look.
Mhm.
I know a lot of times when you see the makeup money, specifically with like Jada, she never looks the same. And I love that. I love that there's an intention behind wanting to do different things.
Mhm.
Okay. And BJ? Beverly to BJ?
I love BJ's work ethic and his drive. I love that he is so, like he mentioned, passionate about his girls. Like BJ is going to talk you through the pageant. When you're on
Mhm.
stage, he's going to be the loudest voice in the audience. He's going to clap. He's going to cheer. He's going to tell you, you better, you better, you better. And I love how much of a team player he is with his girls. I love that, like I said, his work ethic. And I know he mentioned that, he perspires, but BJ work his ass off when he be
Mhm.
backstage. He's
They
never
sure do.
He's never still. He's always moving quickly.
Mhm.
Always a sense of urgency with him. And I love that um that he's really, really serious about his artistry and that he can take critique.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
Gotcha. Okay. BJ, what is your some words for Anthony and Beverly?
With Anthony, I love the experience with Anthony. I always look at his makeup Mondays after each event and see how he captures so many different moments and angles and videos and snippets and get so creative with putting it together, his setup, just the experience, as he stated. I absolutely adore that because that's something that I'm working towards.
Mhm.
Um, and with Beverly, the first thing that I love is her creativity. Beverly not scared to go the extra mile with the creativity. I'm not afraid to, and I can, but it's not something that I do often unless I'm requested. Because glamour usually is my aesthetic. So Bev don't mind like when you see things like on TikTok or she's not scared to she's not afraid to go above.
Oh, he went out too. Um, I think his phone might have went dead. Well, while we wait on him to either come back or not, Anthony, what's your word for BJ?
My words for BJ is I want BJ to give himself a little bit more grace than that he gives himself. BJ is a very talented, very, 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 very talented individual. And piggyback to what Beverly said, he's eager to learn, to ask questions, and sometimes just to come over there and watch means a lot to me sometimes because I also see a lot of myself in BJ. But BJ is a little bit more expressive than I am, and that's one thing that I envy sometimes when it comes to BJ because he has a presence that is loud,
Mhm.
and you know his contestant because BJ is going to go out there and show you.
Yeah.
So I love that his eagerness and his drive in every pageant is consistent to me. Um, Beverly, um, creativity. I still remember years ago when you first moved here. From showing me ropes and showing me colors, giving me color theory, helping me with color theory, looking at your page for inspiration, contacts. Um, I gave you flowers, but I will continue to give you flowers every time. Because like I said before in this interview, if it wasn't for you, it would not be a lot of us because your palettes are golden, your little nuggets are golden, your products are golden. Those are the things that I'm so grateful for. And as artistry, you already have it. I admire it every time. I even take pictures and snapshot and look at it, zoom in. But these are the things that we do as artists with each other. And lastly,
I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody fucking called me.
before I get off and before I leave, is things that I also want to highlight, just not as artists. I want to give a major shout out to makeup artists, backstagers, promoters, anybody who's in the back, dancers, choreographers. I see your effort. I see your work. I see your creativity. I see your artistry. And I love to be backstage to see all of us in a creative space to win.
Uh-huh.
Win, lose, or draw, crown or not crown, we win because we showed up and we showing our creativity. So I just want that to be a goodbye for me to
Mhm.
just anybody who feels discouraged or anybody who's willing or want to learn makeup or want to be in a space, create your own space and you follow it. Stay true to your dreams. And yeah, and I'm here for all any kind of advice that I can offer. If you guys hit me up, I'm really a cool person once you really get to know me.
Do you all offer classes?
I
Yes.
do.
Okay.
I'm starting. This in the works. I also want to add for some at a comment. I'm sorry. I love that Beverly is essential.
Hmm.
And what I mean by the products that she offers for Queenly Beauty, um, her lashes, the creativity with the lashes, the powders.
Hmm.
Beverly is so very essential. She's needed within the community, and I love that she's always available. Even if you call me and say, "Well, how far
Hmm.
are you? I could possibly meet you. I won't be at that event." When it comes to artistry, anything you need, you can. Beverly is a one-stop shop. She's
Hmm.
and she's the only individual within the industry that's essential like that.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, guys. So one last question: where's your next booking? Where can we see your artistry being displayed? Beverly.
Queen,
Okay.
New Orleans.
BJ.
I'll see you guys at Duval Film. And for my husband's give up, December the 7th, Mr. Duval Newcomer. Y'all make sure y'all come out to Jacksonville, Florida. And following that, I'll be with Beverly and Anthony, I'm sure, at King and Queen. Oh, as well as Diamond of the South.
Well, actually, Beverly, you have a booking before Queen. And BJ, when's your next artistry?
December the 6th and 7th at Duval Film and
Okay.
Stuttgart, as well as Mr. Duval Newcomer in Jacksonville, Florida.
And Anthony, when's your next artistry being displayed?
Every Monday is Makeup Monday.
I know that's right.
Every Monday is Makeup Monday. So you all please tune in to see who I will be doing every Monday. But I will be at Diamond of the South. I will be at Queen. And if anyone needs me for Duval or any other pageants that's coming up beforehand, Stasha's show, y'all please let me know so we can have a moment and create the
Absolutely.
experience.
Okay. Well, again, guys, thank you all for 2 hours and 50 minutes of great conversation to get to know you all besides the backstage people that we know you all when you are tunnel visioned. This will definitely stay up on Facebook for 30 days, but of course, YouTube forever. If anything we can do over here on this platform for your business and your brand, you are part of the family now. So let us know any flyers, anything that we can promote during the pre-show. Don't hesitate to act. And I appreciate you all so much. And y'all have a good night.
Absolutely. Thank you for the
Bye.
Bye,
invite.
everybody. I love you all. I
Bye-bye.
love you all. Bye.
All right, guys. So there you have it, the makeup artist tonight. And so we hope that you enjoyed this 2 hours and 50 minutes with them, BJ, Beverly, as well as Anthony. Don't forget to book them if you need them. Shop by the AK, Queen Bee Beauty, and or Soft Girl Era with Anthony. Not tomorrow, Sunday, we have a new show, or a new time. We're speaking with Cameron Black Esquire. Will be on Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget to check out Best Friends tomorrow with The Ruler. She will be having her Thanksgiving celebration, Katrina Davenport Dupree. And like I said, Monday we have Cameron. We have our next guest on Tuesday, so we'll be back twice next week. King and Queen is coming up in December. Don't forget Stasha's charity event with a great lineup, including myself on December the 8th. World AIDS Day show with myself, Amaya Glamazon, Katrina Davenport Dupree, and Monica Dupree will be held at Best Friends on Monday. Fly will be coming after that. Thank y'all all for always supporting and tuning in, and I will see you all on Sunday. Have a good night.